Hello, and welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D, The Argent Flame. This will be episode 27, Cog Size Matters. Without further ado, let's get into the recap of the previous episode. Seeming earnest with his threats, the host sweats while he replaces a crystal ball with gold inlays upon the table, tapping it with his fingers and exhaling a sigh of relief. As his demeanor becomes more relaxed, the host, in well-dressed half-orc form, divulges that there is a conclave of individuals that subtly controls many of the powers of the continent of CrestVahllen, and seeks to make that power absolute. They keep a relatively close eye on the host and his dealings, especially since his mother, Lady Masha Ehrenbach, is a member of said conclave. He admits that he was puppeteering the Argent Flame into pursuing him in order to test their worthiness and groom them for a secret rebellion of subtle sabotage, toward the effort of preventing the conclave from gaining unequivocal dominion over the continent. The host apologizes for threatening the party's families, but retains that it is still the best method to ensure the adventurers' cooperation, and, therefore, will keep Cole and Zemdak's family under his purview, for now. He does, however, agree to leave Argus's family alone, as a sign of good faith. It is revealed that Eleazar is not in any mortal danger, but, for appearances, is kept as leverage against the group. Amrys admits that the undead rising in Karadim was going to happen, one way or another, and if he didn't facilitate it, and thereby solidify his perceived loyalty to the Conclave, someone else would have, resulting in Amrys no longer being trusted. The host has his own personal goals as well, including resurrecting his love, Tortesi Trellius, and granting said love immortality through his research. Argus offers to bring Tortesi back to the land of the living, which takes Amrys by surprise. The host suspects that the Conclave had something to do with Tortesi's disappearance as well as current fate, and now also might be aware that his resting place may have been disturbed. Stringent on details of what the Conclave is planning, Amrys also seems unaware of his mother's goals with the College of the Unearthed and long-dead dragons, as well as oblivious to whatever the Eldritch idols are. The host admits that his experiments have benefited greatly from the use of Terrazine, and mentions that the Conclave assuredly has access to it. Amrys states that he is willing to subject himself to judgment after his deeds are done and his goals achieved, but that nothing will stop him from doing so. The host requests that the Argent Flame prevent a certain individual from being put into power as the head of the Stoneworm clan in Steercrag, as allowing the replacement to take power will only further the Conclave's plans. This is especially concerning since the recent assassination attempt on a member of the Triumvirate has caused members of the Razorfang populace to consider replacing a current Triumvirate member with a leader from the Stoneworm clan. Amrys warns the party not to rouse suspicion in their endeavors, or they might find themselves in the sight of the Dorkennen Rye, an elite group of female assassins that serve to do the Conclave's dirty work, without question. The bubble of anti-divination is dropped, and the Argent Flame act, livid as the host leaves. As Dilura Firebeard, Argus's mother, begins stress forging, questions are asked about the Soulforge Hammer and the Keeper of the Black Flame. Everyone but Argus and his sister Elora set out to take care of some business, as the two dwarves drink firewater from a stashed flask. Now, let's get back to the action. Welcome back to CrestVahllen. Hello, and welcome back to CrestVahllen DVD, Digital Video Disc. Welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D, The Argent Flame. Last we left off, Argus's mother, Dilura, was heading off to the forge with a lot of stuff on her mind, and the Argus was staying home to watch his father and his sister and keep them safe. Well, getting a little day drunk, which is totally fine. And the rest were headed off to the forge in the workshop, the Firebeard workshop, to first retrieve your eye patch, Lot's eye patch, and then head over to the festival. So let's pick it up from there as you guys leave the Firebeard home.
Argus, you know how to get a hold of us if you need us. I know. You can't go drinking. That's tomorrow.
You hear him inside.
Good for him.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So.
Oh, let's go get you an eye patch.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as cool as your old eye. But
No, I mean, the flame was cool. But, I mean, gold will be kind of, that'll look pretty cool.
It'll be classy.
Yeah,
yeah, but it was a silver flame too, which was even better.
that is true.
Maybe we can think about how to do a little bit of both, like a little magic to make it come out a little bit.
Maybe she could like inlay some like a silver flame on your
Yeah.
old eye patch.
That could work too.
I'm
Hold like a
pretty-
moth something on there.
Just a little silver flame.
The silver and gold.
Mrs. F,
Yeah.
are you the one that taught Argus to organize everything so meticulously?
Barking at the wall. She barks at you. Yeah.
What's the point of that? Like, don't you know where your tools are anyway?
She just looks at you in disbelief. Like,
I've never lost a tool.
being efficient in all of your organizing so that everything is cared for, maintained. You know where everything is, especially if someone needs to help me at the workshop. They can easily find the items that needs to be happening, and it gives me.
I don't know.
It sparks joy.
Okay. I've never lost anything. My master also sort of
Oh, you've never lost anything.
wasn't the
That's the
type
biggest lie I've ever heard.
in my workshop.
Your master also blew himself up, so I don't know.
He wasn't the kind of
hard
like
to say.
Yeah.
share
He also tried
his
to blow
work
you
either.
up.
So
He's kind
Where
of
is your workshop?
right here. And I pat the back.
Oh, so you lost your workshop.
Kind of.
Okay. So I think I rest my case.
Have you ever heard of a traveling tinker?
Of course.
That's kind of what I am now.
Oh, you're a little young.
Yep. As of 3 months ago.
3 months ago.
Well, a little longer than that.
Oh, so you were forced into the position, you mean?
There was an incident, and it was just better for me to go this road.
Fair enough. Alright, well, you say you keep your workshop in your bag.
Yep.
Do you organize your bag?
Nope.
Do you need to?
Not really. As long as you know what you're pulling
Oh,
out.
whatever works, I suppose.
I messaged to her, don't, on Argus's behalf, don't let him touch your tools. He'll get all messy.
I was told not to let me touch your tools.
No,
Not to let, not to let you touch my tools.
I mean, Argus has sort of been on my case every time we've been in a workshop to make sure I
he's a
keep
good
things
boy.
organized. I just was wondering if that was a familiar thing, like familial habits, or if that was just him being anal.
It's
but
not
it's
just familial. It's just part of being like a good craftsman. It's keeping your tools organized.
Sure.
It is so much fun to watch Argus go take one of his tools and put it back in the right place, and then he goes looking for it.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why we got peg boards, so that we can see all our tools all at once, and so we don't lose anything.
That's what he wears. That's what
I gathered. Is this not
It's just
heavy?
right here. I mean, kind of.
Okay. Hey, I mean, whatever works for you. I prefer things to stay organized. Less chance of things being lost, broken, easier to maintain. Like I said, well, look, we're here. You come up to this open air workshop. It's like half has like an awning that is built into the stone that just juts out like a sheet of stone. Open air workshop, think like old world medieval blacksmith kind of style, except it's wide and long, kind of almost longhouse style. Several workbenches, 2 forges. There is a lot of on the far wall that is built into the side of the stone, because it's you had to go like wind through a couple things because it's kind of hidden behind a few things. The only half of the open air part of it is actually visible from the street. The other part is kind of hidden behind another housing. You see that she has a bunch of chains that have kind of wrapped them their way around some more expensive tools, so that if anybody wanted to like steal her tools, they'd have to like saw through a chain in order to get through it. The forges are all stopped up with stoppers. She can get them going again. There is a shack nearby that has a couple barrels of coals and everything. Get down. Thank you. As you start to climb up onto one of her tables, she snaps at you and tells you to get down.
Wouldn't walls be more efficient?
Probably. I'll get to that as soon as I'm done doing all the things that you had requested of me. Is he always this annoying?
He's more like a design choice.
Oh, he's been
Alright.
more annoying recently.
Sure, walls are great if you want to die of heat stroke.
I mean, as long as you ventilate the space properly, you don't
Exactly.
have to have walls.
That's why she
What?
doesn't have.
Exactly. What?
Yeah. I don't know. He's logical.
Kinda
Maybe he is a little off.
He's
right
usually
now. He's got
very.
brainworms.
He's usually very logical.
You know what?
That's
Is it
what,
the Thiddy Thid thing that he was the
that's
other
what,
dude
that's
was
what that one said, is that he has brainworms.
He has brainworms. I've seen him.
saying?
Wait, didn't we decide it wasn't brainworms?
Are they contagious?
No.
Not that we can tell.
No.
I don't know.
Salka, like,
But that's why he
looks
stays
in.
over there and I'm over here.
Salka, like, looks in on herself and she's like, I have been feeling kind of weird. Brainworms.
I did catch them from the thing in your book. So they're kind of contagious.
Bookworms, you mean?
No.
I don't know how I would have given them to you. 'cause
No, that's us.
we
We're
haven't
not
stared deep
contagious.
into each other's eyes.
Salka,
All right,
like,
look,
moves.
this isn't my. Let's get to my profession. You
Yes,
have a
eye
thing,
patch.
and she goes and opens like a locked cabinet. He pulls out several keys, ironclad keys that she has, and unlocks something. Opens the cabinet, opens what appears to be like a wooden box, and moves through a couple things before she's like, there it is. It looks like this nice, like gold-plated eye patch, nice and shimmery. It's all polished. Let me.
Take off my wrap I had, and there's still the arcane pouch.
Just sitting there.
Jammed
It's
in
kind of
there.
like it's like there, but it's like sweaty, and it starts like, and it like falls off of your face. Just kind of like, and falls to the ground. I'm gonna ignore that.
Oh, yeah.
Stay still, and she takes it, puts it up again. It's not, hey. She goes, takes one of these like small ball peen hammers. And ting, 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 ting. No, it's not. Hey. Ting, 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 ting. There we go. There you go. It should fit there perfectly. Let me know if you need a strap or anything else.
Stick the arcane in the little.
Yeah, it's got like so. It's like that the ashtray from older cars, where like when
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
squeaky, and so it has that kind of thing. It's a small little pouch. It's only about like this big. Not a pouch. It's like a metal hinge. Yeah, you shove it in there. He's like,
So I've got.
all right, okay, I get it now.
I've got.
So it is about like this thick.
I've got 4 pouches right now because I have 2 blue, 1 red, 1 green.
Okay, you definitely can't fit all of those in there. Like you can maybe fit like one.
All right, I'll stick one of the blue in there.
Yeah, it's because it's an eye patch.
Then I'll hide,
I mean, it's not.
then I'll hide the
like-
rest.
Yeah, it's not a big old pocket. You can if you want to like shove one in your eye hole and put one in the and put one in the container if you still want it like that. Or you
Get a prison pocket the rest of them, man.
Yeah.
I'll just regular
That's
pocket.
dangerous.
Yeah, I'll just regular pocket the other. So yeah, so I'll do a red in the eye hole
okay? Great.
and a blue.
She's like disgusting.
It's worked so far.
Hey, whatever works.
I don't know if you want to call it working. It hasn't failed too badly.
Never mind.
I think would be a better characterization.
I'm gonna look at her and go, whenever he asks you that, the answer is always no.
Well, what?
Or the
It's drugs.
Noted.
drug.
Hey, I have to get to work. I have to get all this stress out. He starts stoking the forge and lighting it up with coal and getting some wrought iron ready. Anything else I can help you with?
And I think there's plenty of things that would probably want to work on for a bit, but I think,
Argus would want to be here.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's no walls on this place.
You also look like you need to just forge whatever you need to forge for now, too.
I mean, you give me a job and I'll do it. Hurry up.
Do you have the stuff that needs smelting?
Yeah,
I can smelt all the smelter out back.
that's fine.
What do you have?
Start pulling out all the ore we got.
So, let me know how much. Yeah.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Pick one ore to do.
I'll give her the 545 gold worth of ore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's gonna take her all night.
Yeah.
It's gonna take her. That's gonna take her quite a few hours.
If she's in a mood, then maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good, pedantic, painstaking, repetitive work with smelting. So yeah, you pull up this like big old chunk of it just kind of falls out of the bag as you try to coax it out, and she's like, "Lord have mercy."
Worm poop.
Right, all right.
It was a big one.
I'll have to break it up, and then I'll have to heat it up, melt it, so I can melt it and purify it. Should be done by this time tomorrow.
Sounds good.
That's real gold. That's pure gold.
It was in a worm's butt.
Yep. You went diving for it.
Right, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
You
That
went
didn't-
up a worm's butt.
Oh, no, you did.
He did.
This explains a lot.
The ore didn't come from inside of the worm. It had left it behind already.
That still means it was in a worm's butt.
I said
So
worm
you
poop.
never went into a worm's butt.
No, I didn't go into
did.
a worm's
You
butt.
found
did.
gems in
You were eaten by a worm?
No.
No, I went up the
One of
other
our
end.
friends was, though.
Just postmortem.
How?
Crawled in there.
He cut it up.
While it was moving?
Oh no, we
Oh,
killed it
sorry.
first.
You killed it?
Yeah. It was scary, but we got it. We took care of it.
It was fun.
It was smaller than the nature guy. So
I have to genuinely ask to stop putting my son in so much danger.
You know, he's usually leading the charge in danger. But, I mean, I didn't say
I'll
that.
smack him around.
Again, he does take care of us and does heal us and stuff.
he did try to burn down a forest, though.
I'm very proud of him, but very disappointed that he's putting himself in so much danger.
I thought that you of all people would have approved of that, given the number
I
of.
did. I never.
fighters.
I encouraged him to do it.
I know it was fun. I had fun for that.
All right, well,
If
I'm gonna get to
Eleazar
work.
hadn't put it out, it would have been that voice would be gone.
All right, we'll leave you to it then.
All right. Don't stray too far.
We'll be drinking.
Well, at the festival,
Great. I
probably.
was about to say, if there's trouble, I'd like to be able to call on you so my family is safe, but sure, go ahead, drink.
Well,
We
no,
fight better when we're drunk.
We do?
some of us.
Like, for some reason, I believe you. I don't know why.
We get a lot more lucky when we're drunk.
In more ways than one.
These two.
Ew. Leave.
That's true. We are saying this all to our friends now.
Yeah. All right.
Don't approve of your friends.
You were. I hate to be presumptive, but you said it was okay for us to stay back at your place this evening. You said it was okay for us to stay back at your place this evening.
Of course,
Okay.
obviously I don't have enough beds for you.
Well, that's fine. We've got our camp rolls, so we can.
Yeah.
It's in a corner.
Prefer it, actually, because then, should anything happen, people who have killed a worm, are able to defend my family. Least you could do for creating the problem in the first place.
It's not that we necessarily created the problem. It's
It just finds us.
I'm frustrated and I need to smell.
Yeah.
And
We
smell.
just got hired for mercenary work.
Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you.
Pettibeard.
Now's probably not the good time.
Love the eye.
You're welcome. And she gets to work. She puts the mask on. She's starts hitting these massive bellows, heating up the smelter. Great. Where are you guys headed?
To the temple.
Temple, yeah, but I
Area?
think we need to go to Palor, not the Queen.
Yeah.
Okay. You head over to the Temple of Palor. In representations of like soul, of the sun, and all these are replete around the area. The temple is made of alabaster, white marble. There is no awning like the other one, and it is not faced out directly to the street. It is faced outside towards the rising sun.
Setting.
Right, because it's facing west.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
only problem with it.
Please don't make me second guess myself. I knew. No, it sets.
The West.
It
Remember,
sets in
it's
the
a
west.
yeah.
Sets in the west.
Yep.
I know these things.
My dad said the
Um,
Kardashians should name their kids Sunsetson.
Sunset what?
Sunsetson West.
Sunset.
It was
Anymore.
it was the dad joke for
It
sure.
was a dad joke.
Oh, good.
Okay, so
120%.
it's faced towards the sunlight. For lack of a better term. Beautiful alabaster white, pearl embossments of this beautiful 10-year-old sun. There are actually a few of the priests and priestesses or the clerics that are wearing very, very little. Like, think of like very scant, almost like cloth bikini style, like bandeau and loincloth, sitting like laying on lawn chairs outside of the like those reclined lawn chairs on the outside of sunbathing in the setting sun. Like they have like nice rose, sun-kissed and rosy skin and dark tan and all this as they are soaking in the rays of Palor.
Hey, look, Trishani at the sky.
I'm so happy. I just go over and just like lay in the ground and just do like
It does smell much nicer.
yeah.
What are you
Oh,
talking
does it?
about?
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
I mean, I thought it smelled fine underground, but I guess
I don't know. Fine is what I would call it.
it smelled good to me.
You hear one of the people outside pull up these like this weird band that looks like some sort of protective eyewear, like for sunglasses, but like medieval sunglasses. And they look up and they're like, "Hey, bras, can I help you?"
We got a worm problem.
Does anybody
Worm
here?
problem. You brought a worm into the city?
No, no.
You
No, the Temple of the Raven Queen told us that you would be able to handle our problem better.
You need some
Healing services.
Oh, all right, dudes. Yeah. Well, I'm working on my tan right now, but you could probably head inside and one of the more paler people. You know, people like who's like they're not really that good at soaking up the rays. They burn real easy.
So we're looking for the Palor people?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. You get the idea. That's right. It's like when the sun hits them, they're like a white beacon. Those kind of people. Gondor calls for aid. That whole thing.
Cole just looks at me and goes, "Fuck you."
Hey, you're probably related. You get my idea. Yeah. Right now, I'm working on my gooch. So I got.
You're,
what?
I'm not familiar with that term. Can you please
Oh, my
elaborate?
Gucci, like my good tan.
That's not what that word means.
I thought it was that thing Gwyneth Paltrow does.
Oh, okay, that thing. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Get the sun where it normally doesn't shine.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got a regular, like, today is bod day. Today's front day. Tomorrow's sun don't shine day. Next day is back day. Rear end day, day over year.
Never skip leg day.
No.
No. Well, that's the thing. Leg day is split into 2 different days.
All right. Anybody in particular we should talk to other than
Like I said, the ones that shine the brightest,
All right.
they're the ones that are the true people of Paler. Except, we soak in all the sun so they don't have to. Bro.
Thanks,
Ye-
dude. All right.
And you guys want these people to help me.
Yep.
Oh, well, man, we're just acolytes. This is like, just part of the, first training. Make sure that we can
Yeah, dude, go back to your sun.
the
It's
shine
fine.
of the brightness. Yeah. All right,
Oh, we know where to go for drugs later.
you got it. Stretch
I'm
your
gonna
yard,
be
dudes.
really mean to him as I go by, and put the light spell on his visor.
Hey, it's like really bright. Oh, I can feel Paler speaking to me. I feel your rays. Oh, yes, my brother.
Is he saying lather on SPF 50?
What?
No.
Lather, yes, lather me in your grace. Oh,
I walk away.
I wish I had a spell like just.
I know.
We cast darkness on him. I mean,
That would have
We
been
should-
really mean, guy.
Yeah, we should probably not piss off people that we're trying.
I mean, they're doing religious service right now. That's part of their religion is to first soak in the rays of the sun and then be their own ray of sunlight so that they keep it within themselves.
Well, that's why I had fun, just going, okay, fine.
Far
Your
their own-
visor's on is now a light spell.
So bright.
Right, so all right, let's go find these paler people.
that's what he said.
Yep.
You'll find the pan.
Do you want to stay out here and enjoy the
I want to, but
outsideness?
I want to make sure that you guys are okay. I mean,
Okay.
you guys have helped me so much along the way. I feel like this is the least I can do. So
All
We're
right.
gonna deworm you.
See, I still don't believe the whole worm thing.
I've seen him.
I think I'm fine.
We don't think you're fine. Gonna be real honest.
Okay.
you know how I was laughing really maniacally like a couple weeks back? You're kind of doing that, just not quite the same way.
But also all the time.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so glad you're going drinking with us, bud. But you just turned down Forge time to go drinking.
Right.
I mean, it sounded like the funner thing to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not something he would say.
That's
No.
not.
Not you.
Zemdak would be like, well, excuse me,
Well,
Boots.
oh.
That we
Semdak likes the Forge, but Boots likes the party.
Boots likes to party.
Anyway.
Boots likes to party. Boots likes to party.
at least get you checked out, and then they can say, "Oh, you don't have
Okay.
worms," and then you're
Boots
good.
and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants.
And if I don't have any worms, you'll let me go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boots and cats. Boots and cats. Boots and cats.
Well,
Walk in.
I'll walk in.
All right.
They gotta tell us there's nothing wrong with you, bud. Not that you don't have worms.
You walk into this beautiful atrium. There are these stone, white, alabaster, marble pillars that go around that encompass a cistern in the middle, like this kind of like well cistern that kind of overflows just very gently, but then fills these small channels that goes to the edges of the building before they drain into something else. And reflecting off of this cistern, this well, is this big, bright light that's in a concave ceiling, like an abscess in the ceiling that like is like half a sphere. That is just this magical, bright, like artificial sun, as it were. This bright white light, and you see a couple people going about doing their prayers.
doing regular kind of like monk cleric / duties, transporting materials from one place, collecting alms, doing prayer. Looked like there's small private like therapy sessions going on where people just come and they talk to people. Like it's like an open temple. These gorgeous tile floors of mosaic of small suns all over the place. You see a statue on the far side of the temple, whereas it goes deep to a nondescript, non-binary individual, humanoid individual, of which has no head, and then just sitting on the shoulders of the marble is just another glowing orb of light, of yellow and red and white, that just is kind of like amorphous and moving around and just shining. And you just hear the sound as you walk through here. There's just this like, just kind of like this humming, brimming of just if light had a sound.
Is this a fluorescent light at all?
It's like daylight.
Okay.
It's straight up daylight. It's like as if the daylight spell has been casted so many times that it became a permanent fixture.
Just double checking.
Much better idea.
You see quite a few clerics like moving about, of all different races, creeds, colors.
Pale ones.
Yep, there's pale ones. There's not pale ones.
Who can help our friend with his brainworms?
You just straight up yell that into the temple? Great. Roll persuasion check.
We just need a little healing over here.
16.
16. You get a couple odd looks from some of the staff, and like quite a few of them are busy doing other things. Some of them are praying. One of them is praying, like opens their one eye, is like, it's a little perturbed. It's like, what the hell, man? You do see someone from the far right corner hear you straighten up. They are dressed in this flowy, pale orange and gold and black. It's like this pale orange. I can't really describe it any other way. Like flowing robe / cloak thing that opens up, and on the parts where there would be buttons, there aren't any buttons, and instead there is this black and gold filigree that runs down the side, and it has this large collar that comes up but then folds and flops down, and there's quite a few tassels and ropes that hang off of them of yellow and white color. Dark complexion, black woman, very tall, very slender, long head, bald, beautiful, walks over. It looks like her eyes are, as she walks over, she notices you and she walks over. It looks like she's dressed in a garb of a person of higher status in the temple. Walks over. It looks like her eyes are like, the irises are this bright yellow, like the sun, but not like giving off any light. She has this beautiful golden irises, and she walks over and she's like, "Yes, can I help you? Is there anything?"
Healing services. We visited the Raven Queen's temple.
Yes.
And they said because what we suspect happened came from the darkness, it would be better if you helped us out.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I could probably... I have the capabilities to do such. Of course, we do ask, depending on the nature of the services that you need, a donation to the temple for the amount of expenditure of effort and energy and cost it is to us in order to maintain that we are able to do this for others as well. Does that sound amenable to you?
Also, just random curiosity. Do you sell, like, souvenir versions of the sunlight?
Oh, do I sell idols? Fetishes? We are not really a shop, but
No, just like we have more traveling to do underground, and I was hoping we could potentially take the sun with us.
You're looking for a portable daylight.
Something along those lines.
Well, we are not to shop. We do not ask for recompense except for services. I would be able to freely give you an idol, though they are free to take. They are freely given as a gift from the church or from the temple. But of course, you are looking for something a little more intricate and powerful. I could
Just curious. If
perhaps this
that
could
was
be
something you
lumped
did.
into the sum that you are looking for as far as
I just didn't know if that was
Services?
possible, but yes.
I could check some of our artifacts. It is well within the realm of possibility that we have something that might be an orb of portable daylight or something like that.
That would be extremely helpful.
Of course.
Some of our more surface-oriented friends are not as comfortable underground.
We entirely
The
understand.
comfort of the sun
Yes,
may be of help to them.
those that go on missions and acolytes that travel wish to take a piece of Palor with them. So these are available, although they mostly are reserved for acolytes and clerics that serve the temple, but I'm sure that we could possibly come to an agreement. Are you a follower of Palor?
Not specifically, no.
Oh, well, all are may be graced and share and be bountiful in his light. So all are welcome. Of course, what is it specifically that you are looking for?
They keep telling me I have brainworms.
He's not right
No.
in that.
Yeah, he's not behaving correctly.
Right.
Well, I don't believe I have any experience with brainworms. You might want to seek out a simic scientist if you're looking for
I think-
surgery.
I think he's actually suffering from some madness, if I understand correctly.
Madness.
Yeah.
We came across this creature in the
Don't
darkness.
seem mad to me.
I don't think so. I think I'm fine.
He's very irrational compared to how he normally is.
It's like when
What?
his baseline is different. He's acting really different.
He decided to come drinking with us instead of working at the forge like he normally would as a tinker.
Well, I can't say I know too much about that other than what we've experienced here by
I mean, it's a
station.
festival, right?
Yes, of course. Not our festival. Ours is the summer solstice. This is the winter solstice. So most of us have the day off. But, well, the evening off. I can do my best. I do require that you, one, pay for the service as a gift of charity to the temple, and then provide the material components for such a spellcraft. As Palor's grace does require of sacrifices every once in a while. And hopefully Palor's light of divine light will shine upon you and cure you of your weariness.
Can I also get some help too?
Yeah, she's suffered something that's been very
We don't know if the worms are contagious or if it's something else.
I'm sorry. You saying you don't know if you brought a contagious disease into the temple?
No.
Healer, right?
It's
Yes.
I think these are separate events. That cause these
Just
things.
don't feel right. Like
Okay.
what I once was taken.
We're giving you a whole lot to work off of here.
Were you bitten again?
I wasn't bitten.
You were.
Oh, okay.
How much do these services cost again, or what materials do you need
If-
it to?
You're looking for restorative means to restore you to your former shining glory, as it were. The divine rite and ritual that I must enact requires a sacrifice of diamonds worth a paltry 100 gold each.
I mind that.
As of course, peace of mind is
Yeah, he has all diamonds.
a 100 golden diamonds is nothing compared to a peace of mind.
Okay, wait. And I don't know.
We have Argus has 300 gold of diamonds plus another 80 gold worth of diamonds.
Looks like there's somewhere here that sells them too before
Yeah.
we leave.
I think
And of course, to be compensated for the use of such divine rites, I'm only able to invoke this intervention once per day. So you might, and of course I would request that you compensate the temple for such a use, in addition to the sacrifice that would be required for such a device.
What I'm seeing, you've got 110 diamonds right now, just from what we mined. I've got 80 diamonds and 30 diamonds from 2 different.
Yeah, I got that too.
Okay. So we could. What's that other 30 with Argus too?
30, 70, and 80. On 3 different occasions.
Yeah, I've got the one.
I think we have 180. Not including the ones that Argus had purchased.
Right, because he has the
So I think we have the diamonds, but do we want to spend our own, or do we want to go see if we can buy?
Well,
It's going to the same cost either way.
yeah, how much are we gonna have to give to the temple to
What is-
do it aside from the diamond?
Aside from the 100 gold worth of diamonds, the service itself would require a donation of 350 gold.
For each?
Oh,
I'm fine staying like I am.
No,
no.
I mean, that's 450 gold.
It's worth it. Your brain is worth it, my friend.
I don't need you
I
thinking about
I agree.
nobody knows what's in the mushroom stew anymore.
I mean,
I
I'm
understand
fine.
that these prices are steep, but you can't put a price on Palo's grace.
Apparently you can.
Yes, well, this number was not come by me. It was come by Tokrin, who handles our taxes.
I see.
We are supposed to be a tax-free institution, as we are a religious institution, but we still have to pay certain things.
Here in the Razorfang, the Tok'ra always get their piece.
Indeed, but it is a price worth paying in order to have more people be exposed to Palo's grace.
I guess
You want to go first?
Oh, do we have enough?
we'd have to go buy some more diamonds, but
How
I mean,
much do we have in the general fund?
the general fund we have enough. Would pretty much drain it. I mean, there'd still be 146 left, but
Oh, that's a lot.
and that's not any of the stuff that Argus's mom is working on.
I think that also includes any of the money that any of you have on each other's person.
No,
Correct.
it does not.
Oh, okay.
It's an investment, to be sure.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
but
I
you guys need your.
I think we should let Boots do it first, because I'm at least acting normal.
Yeah, I mean, it's still rough, but
It's okay.
okay.
Weakened or just a little off?
We can.
No, I mean, okay. I guess I'm up first. I mean, if there's nothing to heal, though, this is going to be a whole lot of money for nothing.
there's something wrong. here.
There's something wrong, and if it doesn't work, it was still a good investment in finding out that it's not.
This is the new me.
I mean, we could wait until the morning. It could be a lot of fun at the festival.
You get into a lot of trouble at the festival. Not the good kind.
And this is coming from you.
Look, we're gonna be there. There's gonna be trouble.
Yeah, you're
anyway.
babysitting me. Who's going to babysit him?
as I said before, I can only do this once per day, so if you intend to do it multiple times, you'll have to come back.
Of course.
Because I need to rest. It does drain me quite a lot of this grace. The ritual does. It would help the ritual if I knew a little bit more about the source of. If I knew what to look for.
Do we have a room that we could talk privately in? Then?
Of course.
Okay.
We have a roofless room off to one of the at the auxiliary buildings that allows view of the sky.
That sounds great.
Perfect. Please head this way. And they lead to a door that heads off to the side of the temple that goes into like a trellis area that has beautiful marble again that goes outside and it has a marble walkway that goes to another building that doesn't have a roof. It's like almost like an observatory, like an old type of observatory, where you can, but it's like a daytime observatory rather than a nighttime observatory. And it has a beautiful sundial as you all follow her. It has this beautiful sundial in the middle of the room that tells you the perfect time. according to the position of the sun. And there are benches around. There's also an altar there where a couple offerings have been. There's a couple of candles there that are burning even in the daytime to shed even more light to the area. And there's a small dish with coin and lavender and a couple other things in there. Which one of you would like to bask in his grace first?
Do you want to go first? Do you want to take me drinking?
I mean, they're telling me it'd be smarter to let you.
I guess I'm first.
If you agree, you're the wisest of us, so
Wow.
She's like, very well, and she starts to clear off the altar except for the candles. If you would please lay down here.
Sure.
She's very tall, svelte, lithe, quite beautiful. It's just this beautiful brown, dark brown skin, and she's very kind. She's being very gentle. She's like, please, and she realizes that it's probably a little too tall for you to get up on yourself.
Honk.
Oh, conk, oh, yes, that works. If you wouldn't mind, if you could do your best to make sure he doesn't crack the tile when he steps on it.
He's usually not that clumsy, but I'll keep an eye on him.
All right, it's just, no worries. Welcome. Nice device. Well, if you would like to be present during the ritual, you may find a seat on one of the benches to the side.
sure.
You do have the materials that I require.
Yeah, I think we do have it
Pull
here. Yeah.
100 of the diamonds we mined from the worm droppings.
So then overall, how many is
This will
are left
suffice.
from
Thank you
that?
very much. And then after it's done, you may donate the rest of the compensation into the box
Offering.
near the cistern.
Pull out 350 gold, just gold pieces from the party fund. Yep.
Clink, clink, clink.
You can if you want to. You can also just open the box and throw it in there. There's no lock on the box. They're very trusting.
No, I emptied him out.
Okay.
Great. So Conk helps you up. You lay down on the altar.
You said you needed to know a little bit more about the source.
Yes, that would be very, very helpful. As she starts setting up the diamonds in a semicircle around you.
Imagine an abomination of a creature.
Do you want to show her with your thing?
More alien than you've ever imagined.
I use minor illusion to create an image of the fetish.
Okay.
This is very scary.
She looks at it and she's like,
Yes.
please turn it off.
And imagine, even though it has no eyes, imagine making eye contact with that creature.
Paler his grace wanes when that image is near. I would ask you to not do that again.
Of course.
Within these walls. Thank you. I fear what it is that may have altered or harmed you. May be beyond my power, but I will attempt to do my best.
Do you know what it is?
No. No, I don't wish to.
Yeah.
It makes me feel nauseous and confused.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It was just nightmares.
If I may offer some advice, I would say do your best to stay away from it.
A little late for that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's sort of following us around.
It's under control for the moment.
Perhaps you all need to be baptized then to be protected.
No, we're fine.
I'm good. Thank you.
Right. Whatever I can do to help. Very well. Brainworms, odd, confusing abomination, staring at you.
Well, he's the one who keeps calling them brainworms. We're not exactly
What did
sure
you
what they
see
are.
exactly? If you can describe him to...
So I looked at him, and around his head, around a lot of his body, but mostly his head, were like little but worms all over.
Like earthworms?
Smaller, like tiny hairs,
Like tendrils?
sure, yeah. But like his whole crown.
It is something that persists.
I don't know. I looked at it, and it made me see things that I don't understand. And
I could only see it
My
in a
head
certain
hurts.
state.
but then I was fine after that. Except they're saying that I'm not fine.
Perhaps
so
the best approach then is to eliminate the memory of whatever it is that you saw.
You can.
you're the healer.
I can attempt to. It is not. It is more. Unfortunately, in my study, that ability is more arcane than divine. But there are those gods that do offer those types of abilities. I'm not sure. I am not privy to such. But I suppose I can attempt to, with this restorative magic, perhaps put it in a box. Maybe contain it.
That's kind of what we've done with it for now, so maybe that would work on him.
Right.
I won't be able to erase it, but I can put it in a box.
Okay. So then maybe you can just never access that part in your mind palace again.
You're gonna give me a box and tell me not to open it.
I know.
Well,
Whatever you think is best.
I can certainly try. Of course, I won't. I can try, and unfortunately, the sacrifice will be consumed during which. But if I'm unsuccessful, of course, you aren't required to donate the compensation for the services.
Okay.
I have failed you. But of course, the sacrifice will be consumed.
Of course. I mean, and you have not failed us. This is a very complex and strange thing, so if
Halo will light the way. Well,
Really?
further ado, we should begin. She sets up the diamonds in a semicircle around you. Like, so you're laying long ways on the altar, and she sets them kind of in a semicircle, like along the length of your body, on one side. You guys all sit down. She takes her hands like this in prayer, and then like forms an orb like this, and starts to pull her fingers apart, and little strands of like gooey light start to connect the tips of her fingers. And almost like cat's cradle, she begins to weave them into a net, as it were. Some form of net, and she begins to constantly weave it. And as she's doing this, the diamonds begin to spin like tops on the altar, before spinning so fast that they start to levitate up in the air. And the light from the strand starts to glow brighter and brighter and reflect off of the diamonds into like a disco ball formation. So there's shimmering specks of light all over the area. And the light of the chamber itself starts to dim, and almost as if a filter was put over the sun, as the specks become the prominent source of light, spinning and racing across the room. She's constantly creating this. You see her start sweating as she's weaving and weaving. Eventually, all of you see, slowly fading into view, these small, but yet not so small, black tendrils protruding from the crown and the the temple areas of Zemdek's head. And they begin to, like, almost as if a worm was being pulled out of the earth, like, you know, they get stretched and then
See, worms.
they start to, like, and then, like, start to float in the air and get bounced around by all these things of light before one gets sucked into this little box that she's weaving out of light. And then another one, a bunch of them start to snap off his head until, like, very few are left. You see the light aura around Zemdak begin to darken thoroughly as you see something move in the shadow. Like the shadow itself is alive. You see long snake-like forms with pointy ends swimming in the shadow that Zemdek is casting against these like, disco ball lights. You see one reach up and like spear one of the worms and pull it back into the shadow. And you see her like almost as if something struck her shoulder. She's and she's gonna take some damage. Ooh, she takes quite a bit of damage as you see a hole start to form on her shoulder, her adornments here, and like this necrotic black kind of like veiny things start to grow on her shoulder as she's taken quite a bit of necrotic damage to her shoulder. But she persists and she pushes through it. Are any of you guys do anything while you're watching, or?
Try to do something. I don't know what to do though.
I don't want to mess with it. Too. Like I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, disrupt something.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you need healing?
Okay.
I will do my best to fight it off. It is very obstreperous. I don't know what this is, but it doesn't like being contained.
I know.
Would some more light help or something like that?
Possibly.
Cast light on something nearby just so that way it...
Right, and you actually weaken his shadow by making the area that this thing can operate smaller. You call that cast light like penumbra, where it's like light from two different directions. So, and you hear like like that muffled kind of scream again, as it has less real estate to pretty much work with now, like this war of attrition with light and darkness. Go ahead.
So I'll create bonfire somewhere safe to do so, to do the same thing.
Yeah, you can like create it behind the altar.
Yeah.
Yes.
So wherever other shadows might be forming.
Cool. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. So
I'll run out and go grab some of those orbs and then come back with the orbs to help with the light
they're not readily accessible.
Okay. Never mind.
Those like daylight orbs, they're not readily accessible.
No, I thought there were some other things that were like around.
No, one is like up in the ceiling. The ones that you can see are this big like artificial sun that's up in the abscess in the ceiling, and small artificial sun that is on top of where a head would be on this statue.
So I'll firebolt the shadow then.
You firebolt the shadow? Sure, go ahead. Do me a favor, roll an attack for that.
That's
Huh? Yeah, Trishani.
15 to hit.
15 to hit. Yeah, you like kind of like do one of these moves and kind of like fire it behind Zemdak, because that's kind of where the shadow is like finding solace in that like space behind the altar between the wall, like where somebody might hide if they were like, oh, the cleric's gonna find us, you know, that kind of thing. And you create bonfire back there, you throw a firebolt back there, and you see it pull itself like snap itself off from, as if it was like ichor, but it's made of shadow, pull itself off of that abscess and pretty much resigned to having the space that's directly below Zemdak on the altar, because like where he's standing and where the light is coming from now, a bunch of directions. So you do see every once in a while like a tendril pop out from the shadow under his elbows and his legs and his behind and the small of his back. But yeah, you have made it a lot less real estate for this thing to function as she continues to weave faster now. This not box, but this it almost looks like something your grandma would make out of like a crochet or like a knitting this thing, but it's like she's knitting this it's not a hat, it's not a mitten, it's more like a warmer for like it's a sphere, it's a knitted sphere pretty much. And like it's like a tea cozy. She's making it flat right now, but she's trying to like fold it up so it can become like a sphere. And all of these like tendrils, she's trying to like grab them and, with the light, and she like wraps her little light tendrils around it and pull it into the little sphere. You see as that happens a bunch, as the shadow loses a bunch of real estate, it pulls in a bunch of tendrils as they go wild, like, and they get boom, 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 knocked like bludgeons by all these little shimmering pieces of disco light into the little sphere that she's building. It's going to lash out one last time.
I'm going to try to firebolt at that. thing
As it's lashing out?
As it's trying to lash out.
Sure. It's not a reaction, but go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Honk exhausts burst of
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure.
gives her
got it.
disadvantage.
And 24 to hit.
Yeah. Honk like kind of comes over, covers you slightly, kind of like, and just kind of like blasts out like from under his armpit, this arcane, just like blue smoke-ish thing, which does disorient it as it does try to pierce out. And it's going straight for her face. What'd you get?
24.
24. Nice hit. Go roll damage.
9.
9 points of damage. That's a good amount of damage. It does hit her cheek and scrape all the way to her ear, leaving this like black cut that then starts to bleed crimson. And she's like, "Ugh." And then you just in compensation throw up the firebolt and knock it, and it's just like again, and it pulls itself back, and it's in its throes now, like trying as she's pulling more of it out and putting the sphere until she finally almost, and she knits this thing, and the tethers between the tips of her fingers snap, and she goes and she pushes the orb that was there in between her hands, and there's this silence for just a moment before all the diamonds stop spinning and turn into this dust, and it's like a glitter storm that just
York would be proud.
this beautiful glitter storm, and the shadows subside, and the light is restored in the room. You hear the crackling of the bonfire behind Zemdak. It's nice and warm. You see her sweating and breathing heavy. She falls to one knee and rubs her hands together. There's nothing between her hands. She wipes her face. It was a lot more difficult than I previously imagined. Thank you for the assistance.
So there was something
course.
wrong with me.
Told you.
Yes. We clearly see the brain worms now. You weren't kidding. I should have believed you.
I cannot stress enough to do your best to avoid having that happen again. Whatever that was not happy with me interfering.
Are you...
Well, yeah. I know it's not happy.
Are you okay? Do you need any help?
I'm
with
very
breathing?
exhausted. I'm going to go rest.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
Are you...
See you tomorrow.
Like, take her hand and a little bit of light goes in her hand, and you see her heal her cut here and heal her shoulder, but she now has a permanent scar across her face.
Ooh, sorry.
It's not bad looking. She's still beautiful, you know.
That's good.
We shall return tomorrow. Not only to check on you, but
Yes, of course. Go rest.
Thank you.
She kind of limps her way back to the temple.
How are you feeling?
I wasn't feeling bad before.
Your madness.
I didn't
has subsided.
think. I wasn't thinking this the way I normally do.
I mean, what would be fun to do with the heart?
I don't know.
I mean, you were talking about like doing something very silly with it before. What should we do about Sofka?
Do you think it'll be that hard?
I don't know. I don't think it's the
Different.
same.
Do I have brainworms?
Never looked at you when I was in that state.
Well, that's fine.
We'll be here to help, though, if that is the case.
When did you start feeling bad?
After I got hit with the laser thing, the lightning thing.
You got hit by its head spike that shot out and pierced you, and then dissolved into your body.
Ah! Ah!
So you might have shoulder worms,
Okay.
but we know that she can cure them. So
If I don't want to hurt her. It's fine. It's fine.
we'll see how she feels tomorrow.
Yeah.
If she's not up to it, we'll find some other way.
Mm.
The fact that you're even saying that right now means that you're taking things seriously, which
So,
is good.
so are you
Really
coming
good.
drinking or you're going working?
We gotta fucking celebrate, man.
Should go see if the Temple of Gond knows of my brother.
He is better.
I know. It's great. Okay.
All right.
Whew.
I mean,
Good to know.
Emrys left the Firebeards alone, but the rest of us are still in a hostage situation.
Well, not me. Or you, but you're
Yeah.
fucked anyway.
I'm kind of fucked anyway, yeah. Except maybe not Misheni. I don't... it might be okay.
Cole and I's family are still in more danger than they were.
Absolutely.
before.
And, of course, your mother still being...
Her situation hasn't really changed from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we will do something to try to help. I think at the very least we need to go buy some more
You
diamonds.
definitely should enjoy this while we have access to it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm...
How about you come drinking with Log and I?
Hopefully she finds something perhaps that we can take with us.
Yeah.
I'll stock up on some good food sources.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it was a really good idea to try to see if they have the orb, you know, that I can come with. Yeah, and I want to get some paper. You know, now that we're in a town, we can actually get some more paper and go to the bookstore. It'll be great. Yeah. So I don't know.
Here,
We can do that later, obviously. Yeah, that's like an easy hangover kind of shopping trip, you know.
I'm gonna.
Oh, let's party.
Always worry when
I always go shopping for paper when I have a hangover.
I'm like trying to think back to grad school, man. Like it's
You did that in grad school?
Go by the
Go to
college.
Office Depot. And,
you get your paper that you need for your
While you're hungover?
You gotta still do the work.
I'm about to say,
man.
just because you're hungover doesn't mean that the due date on that project is not due any change.
Sunday,
Yeah, but
Sunday
that's
was the
not
day
a
to get
fun
all of the
shopping
homework
trip.
done that you
Yep.
didn't do on Friday night because
Yep.
you started drinking too early.
Yep.
So,
I
do you
just
guys
didn't do my homework.
drop the rest of the compensation in the?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's in
Did
there.
you take that out of the party fund?
Yeah. So I did it out of the party fund. So we have 496 gold left in there, and then of course, you know, Argus' mom is working on smelting.
Have we officially divvied out the what's his face gave us?
Yes. So everybody has 112.
Yes, the reward.
Yeah.
Of their
Like the
gold.
individual coins that
Did
he was.
Sokka still need to
doing
add
that,
that
so
to
I'm glad you
his
said something.
to her D&D Beyond thing? Is that
No, I already
something
added it.
Or did
the
you
112.
add it already?
What?
Or no, you didn't. Okay.
No, I
We
had
figured it out.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did.
figured
Okay.
it earlier.
Yeah.
That was the reward for getting him back.
Yeah, because I had that.
Like the individual coins that he was plinking at us for doing things.
Yeah, that I didn't get any of that.
Okay. Yeah.
I got all of that.
I got a decent amount of that.
I was brain dead for all that.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Not all of it.
all of it.
You did get a little bit.
The vast majority of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
The
You were,
tail end
you were
of it.
only unconscious for when we were.
You
like,
met him,
Right, yeah.
And then, I hate that guy.
which was actually most of the dealing. Just
Yeah.
the end of it was like, hashing out to be official.
But at least we put up with him so we could afford, basically.
I'm
True.
You know.
going to go back to the workshop, though. You guys enjoy yourselves.
Okay.
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 It's good to have Zim back.
Yeah, really good to have you back.
That was weird.
At least now I don't have to worry about what's in the mushroom stew.
Yeah, I mean, you remember exactly everything that was going on, right? I mean, it's not like you were.
You know.
What did you put in them mushrooms, do?
Mushroom stew.
As Trishani lets out this mean mark from the mushrooms, dude.
Yep.
It may have been fortified, but it was mushroom stew.
Uh-huh. It was good.
Oh no. Locks told me he had brainworms that day.
I mean, I
Do you remember the dwarven wine we found?
Yeah.
That was made with mushrooms?
Yeah.
Makes the mushroom stew
Oh.
better.
Okay.
makes sense.
Maybe that's why the guy was acting all weird.
Is that why he was passed out?
That makes
Fortified.
that makes sense why he's passed out. He's just a weirdo and a prick
He was,
anyway.
like, telling
Yeah.
us too much.
Yeah.
I know. Log,
like-
you did so good with that.
It was fun to scare him.
It was such good. It was a good scare.
All right, so I guess we'll meet back up at the Firebeards tonight.
Yeah.
A nice little sleepover. Okay. Do you want us to bring anything back from the festival or anything else? Do we want to get the diamonds today or tomorrow for the extra for you?
I still have 80
Okay, so we just need a little diamond.
that I found in the Mater guy's tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just need a little bit. Okay. A little bit. of
So we're
shopping
stealing
for?
20 from Argus's pile.
We
Or you can find them.
It might be worthwhile since we're here in the city to actually just
Stock up on everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if we're going back
Through
for
the
a
tunnels?
while. Yeah,
Where one of us might get eaten?
yeah.
Mhm.
But let's worry about that later. Okay, so we'll maybe.
Also, she was so tired after what the spell she cast. You guys didn't really get a chance to talk to her more about like coming back tomorrow, or she was just like, yeah, sure.
Yep.
Or like getting one of those orbs or anything like that. You're gonna have to probably
Yeah.
talk to her again tomorrow.
She's like, leave me alone. I need a nap now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. It's like that. She had just enough energy to like cure herself, and she looked like the Walking Dead.
Yep.
Like she was extremely exhausted.
Yeah. Cool.
Well,
Are you? What?
no.
Okay.
I want to get some more little pieces of cloth to tuck my rats into bed so
Oh.
I don't have to take apart my sweater. My shirt.
You can absolutely get that done.
How much?
I'm not even gonna RP that. You can just get it done.
We walked through the marketplace. I'm sure
Right.
there was somebody that had like
You can like
Yeah,
bolts of
I'll say
cloth.
just a couple copper. What do you just want? A couple like pieces of rags and cloth.
Yeah.
Couple copper. Like I'd say one silver would get you enough tapestry to, like make them like a nice queen size bed
Aww.
It's adorable.
or a California king.
Amazing.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, if you're going to the workshop, so we'll see you later tonight then.
Okay.
And we can. Do you want to go to the temple to see your brother tomorrow? Then that's what you.
I was gonna stop by there. I have to walk past it on my way back.
Okay.
Or
Do you want us to come with
Right?
you?
Because the workshop was the one to the south,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, the black
that's
circle or
Um.
the dark spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their house is the one on the north.
Yep.
Workshop was on the south.
Yep.
And we're at the temples on the west.
Yep.
So,
on the
yeah.
south on the south side of the western.
I have to walk
goes
past the
out.
temple. I'll just
Outside.
stop in and say, "Hey, do you know of an acolyte named such and such?" And then I'll be on my way to the workshop. So unless one of you has other business with the temple, might as well just get that done with.
I can only go to temples with you guys. Generally, you only need to get like one of us healed. So
Yeah. It's up to you. If you feel fine going back alone, that's fine. But if you want company before.
and if you get bored, you can always come find us out.
Fine. It's been a weird couple of days.
You got that right.
Yeah.
I think some time working alongside Argus's mother might settle me down.
Just don't touch your tools.
Just don't move our tools.
Put them back. Put them back. You might be okay with
I
that.
understand how Argus works, so I can just follow those same guidelines, and
Yeah.
I should be okay.
It's so glad to have you back. Like that's a huge.
Argus isn't.
Yes, but I'm sure
It's always a little mad.
results will make her less mad.
That's a good.
Yeah.
So
And seeing that you are competent, I'm sure will ease her.
Will you see that though?
Depends if you put her tools back,
exactly.
Depends on how many explosions happen that are useful.
Right.
You can get one day. Okay. Cool. So done.
Party.
You sound so excited.
Are you coming to party with us, Sofka?
Yeah. Like me and my rats are like all on my shoulders, and they're all kind of like.
That's fantastic.
Ready
But
to party.
Shakar will fly over to your shoulder and start doing the hamster dance with them, kind of like. Yeah. Cool. I've got to show you guys some cool dance moves from Solstice. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, we could do the rats. We could do the rat circus right now and make some money. Oh, I can play the music. You should keep them dancing.
All right, let's. Guess we follow the music for the solstice party.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. We'll leave the temple and go to the party.
Okay, cool.
Party
So you guys head outside during sunset. Zemdek, you're heading back to the workshop. Anybody else going any different way?
We're the four.
Four of you
four of
going
us,
to.
sir.
Great, cool.
I'm going to.
Zemdek, let's do you
sleeping
first.
I'm gonna stop by Gond's temple
Sure.
along the way.
Right, we'll do Gond. We'll do you guys outside, and then we'll go back to you at the workshop. Great, you can absolutely head over to Gond. The Temple of Gond is constantly clicking. You see the pillars themselves that hold the area of the steps that go up to the Temple of Gond are made of like gears and cogs that are constantly moving in directions. So you know how like Roman pillars have those carved out bits that like it comes out and then goes in and then comes out and goes in. It's like that, except they're gears and they're constantly spinning and turning and spinning and turning. And you see even the symbol of Gond, which is this great gear up on the top of the vestige of the entrance, is a great gear that's like slowly. And there's this tiny little gear next to it that's going super fast. So the whole area is constantly clicking and churning and talking and ticking, and it's very like it's ASMR for you, really, for sure. As you walk up, even the steps as you walk up, kind of like click under you as they're all pressure plates and buttons, and one that you step on actually has a little guy that comes up and like a little clockwork guy that goes like, "Hello there, welcome to the Temple of God," and you step on the other one and goes like, "Hello, welcome to the Temple of God," and you walk up, eventually make your way to this big old door, be like, "The Great Cog welcomes you," the door at the moment is closed, but as soon as you get to a certain point where the pressure plates happens, and then you whir, and the big gears and levers and all this stuff happen, and the door just opens, and you see in here just shimmering of copper and bronze and gold and silver of all these different like workable metals, very similar to like how your cup kind of looks all over the place. The walls are just made of churning gears, and there must be so many little hidden compartments and little tinkering things that happen in here. And like, because big worship of God is like, oh yes, creating machinations and working and becoming craftsmen is worship. That's worship. Like that's actual prayer. So you walk in and rather than there be like places of prayer and like serenity, it's like ting, 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 as you see a bunch of work tables just strewn about the whole area in an organized fashion, which is not necessarily your vibe. So like the places of prayer are actually like workbenches with vice grips and like you see a bunch of like people with these like jewelers magnifying glasses that have in their head as they're constantly like churning and ticking with things, and you see one person finish one thing. It's like this little like monkey that goes like this, except it's not really a monkey. It's like a little kobold, and they throw it in a basket that says like donations into it, and there's it's very noisy in here because a lot of people are working about, and you see as you step in, you could kung, 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 this big grand bell coming from somewhere you don't know, probably somewhere up in the rafters, happens, and everybody looks up, and like some of their lenses fall from their faces and dangle on chains that are attached to their leather aprons. There's all sorts of people. There's a lot of gnomes here, but there's a lot of other different races. There's several humans. There's a tiefling. There's dwarf. There's a couple others.
All kinds of craftsmen.
Yeah, just all craftsmen from all walks of life. There's even like you can smell the smell of like wood of like obviously they don't have power tools, but it's like you can smell the smell of like sawdust and wood because they're working through things. Anyway, it smells ASMR and all those smells of like it's like a workshop brimming with activity. It's like this is your bag for sure. And the clock bell or something gongs and brims out this beautiful round sound, and you see everybody like stop and look up, and they all take a moment, they all look at each other, they walk towards the center where there's this like pillar that looks like it's missing a bunch of little cogs, and they walk up and they take like the cog that's attached around their neck, and they one after the other they put the little cogs in there, and it starts to, and then somebody takes like one of these people, what looks like is in looks like they're hanging around their neck, and all over their clothes are a bunch of jangly gears and cogs and clockwork pieces. Even like they have this big old head piece that like is constantly like churning and going down, and it looks like one of their legs is actually a clockwork leg as they walk forward and kind of hobble forward this thing, and they pull one of those like grandfather clock key, like ribbon key things. What do they call it? I forget what it's called, like those T keys. Like they use the clockwork toys that go in the back. The wind up keys. Wind up keys. And it's like a big one that's kind of like hanging on his neck like Flava Flav. And he pulls it up and he like sticks it into this pillar that has all these cogs in there, and they're all like, everybody looks like really proud of everything. And he goes like, and then they all start to whir and spin, and you see this big old hammer just come down. This compartment opens up on the side of the wall, and this big old hammer just comes down and hits the pillar, and the pillar goes down about 2 inches, and everybody's like, "Yay!" And then they all like take their cogs back, and you see one guy take a piece of the pillar that he was working on and put it on top and connect it. And almost like it's like
they're rebuilding it as it gets
low.
Hammered down.
Yeah, like kind of like how oil drillers do their drills.
Add another pipe.
Yeah, add another pipe, and it just keeps going down. It's because they're like digging while they're working and workshopping, and like the temple is like a place that's built around that.
Sure.
It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's what you see. The adornments and the apparel that this some sort of like you might guess would be like a high priest of this temple is looks similar to that one vision that y'all had the first time you went through the well walls of like clockwork people and all these like cool adornments and everything, as far as aesthetic reasons. Obviously he's not a clockwork like machine,
right?
He's still a person. Looks to be a human of some type.
But it's a very
elderly
similar-
human man.
It's very similar aesthetic.
Yeah, very, very similar aesthetic.
Is there anyone that looks less officious than him?
There's a
also
number
in-
of these people that go back to their workbenches. They all look like there isn't. It's not like ceremonial robes and that
Right.
whole thing. Some people
Except for the one
just have a
guy.
bunch of tools that dangle from them and a couple gears and cogs and stuff like that. But
I'll catch one of them before they start working again. I'm looking for.
oh, cool! You grab the tiefling, who is like this gray tiefling female, who's got grease like smeared all over her face, and her fingers are all black with grease, as she looks to be working on some sort of like engine, maybe.
Simdak, it's your dream, bro.
Excuse me.
Contract.
My brother left home to join your church quite a while ago. I was wondering if I might be able to find information about him.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, not
To
you
join-
specifically.
To join this temple?
Yes,
Well,
this is the nearest.
could you be a little bit more specific?
Yes, I should be able to.
I like the shit there.
Pinjack. Pinjack Flint Sweeper.
Pinjack.
No,
Pinjack.
looks a lot like me. A little bit scrawnier.
So weird.
It's like you?
A lot like me. My little brother.
Without a beard.
You know what? Like I do remember a cute little gnome man that came through not too long ago. But I haven't seen him in a while. That looks like you. Yeah, I think I remember, but I don't
Do you know
recently.
anyone that would? That trains the new acolytes?
Oh, well, you're probably new here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are kind of a collective.
Ah.
We don't really train each other. That's kind of like the whole thing. I mean, if you ask for training, they'll welcome. But a lot of us are like under our own volition, kind of like teach ourselves, because you know how egomaniacal some craftsmen can be. We have an idea in mind, and we're like, I got it, I can handle it, that kind of thing. Like I've been working on this engine ever since I got here, and someone tried to mansplain to me how a piston system worked, and I almost laid them out.
Is there any dwarves that work here?
Yeah.
More record-keeping, organized types.
Well, he's not a record keeper for sure. But there is a dwarf that follower here. His name is Romlin, and he's he constantly complains that his fingers are too fat for the finer work. So sometimes once in a while, but he's really good at what he does. He is the one that helped design the new lever system for the Great Hammer up there.
Okay.
But I doubt he keeps. He's not the most organized individual. I doubt he keeps records. But yeah, if you want to talk to him, he's right over there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
I'll let
welcome.
you get back to your work.
Sure. So, see you soon.
Yep.
Great.
Conk and I just...
Oh, wait, is that yours?
Yes.
Fascinating. You built him?
Yep.
Do you mind if I-
He's version 2.
Do you mind if I
I mean, there's not much.
open his chassis?
There's not much really to see in there.
What do you mean? I mean, there must be like hundreds of gears and cogs whirring around in order to get his servos moving.
I mean, kind of, but you can't. I mean, sure. I'll open the wolf face checks, please.
Did you make that too?
My dwarven friend actually made this.
That's badass.
This is the piece from Mark 1 that I incorporated into Mark 2.
Oh, it's your second iteration.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. So that means you worked out a couple kinks from the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And she's like starts like putting her head in there and like pulls down a little thing that bing, shines a little light. She's like, cool. What was some of the problems with version 1 that you solved with version 2?
Version 1 was a quadruped.
Oh, fascinating.
Out in the wilderness, sometimes you have to climb steep, inclines, and the first mark could not get up those himself, or climb a rope, or a ladder, or
Of course.
things of that
you gave
nature.
this one thumbs. Makes sense.
The biggest improvement, yes, was his ability to rotate.
This abscess here on purpose? Is this meant to be a possible improvement later on?
Yeah. I mean, I left myself space to add improvements.
You made it modular.
Yes.
Brilliant. Yeah, I've been trying to do that with my engine, but nobody wants to make a piston the same fucking size. So, what's its power source, if you don't mind me asking?
That is a little bit complicated to explain.
Well, I mean, I got time.
The ashes from a transdimensional being, the ground up remnants of spent terrazine crystals. Spent.
Okay.
And it was just the dust from someone else's shard. It's a very good conductor of energy. It takes energy from one place and moves it to another place with very little loss.
It's almost... The conversion rate is almost 1-to-1?
Correct. There's no
Yes.
loss. And
I'm
then
trying to work on an engine that does that exact thing. But you said you use terrazine in it?
spent.
I'm sorry, you said dimensional creature?
Yes.
I believe you. I don't know.
When it perished, it turned to dust, and I was able to take the dust and incorporate that into the core, as well as I believe there's a gem in there that was the prison of a elemental being. So that being is still powering all of this.
And there's an elemental.
You notice how it looks sort of like a storm?
Yeah, it's like sparking every once in a while.
Yes.
You have
There's an elemental in there somewhere.
So there's actually a tempest in.
Like I said, it's complicated. There's a lot going on.
This is fascinating.
This is Mark II. Mark 1 was similar, but not quite as powerful.
I'm so rude. I'm Rion, by the way.
I'm Boots.
You're out.
Have it. I'm Boots.
Rion, nice to meet you. She pulls some of her hair out of the way of her face. It's like, this is really impressive. Are you going to submit it to the competition?
Not quite yet. He's not. He's more companion than he is accomplishment. He's not quite ready for competition yet.
Oh, but I understand. Like, sometimes I think my creations are my children too.
He exhausts a little bit of gas in there.
Did he fart? Is that a fart? Or was that like a feature?
Yeah, that's a feature.
Cool. That's wicked rad. That's really cool.
Yes, but I really am looking for news of my brother.
Right. I'm sorry. I don't really know. I always keep my head down in my work often, so I would look these guys that we carry around. These I've been here for a while. It took me a while to earn my little gear, my little cog. So I would those are the people I would ask. If you're looking to go to the head dude charge, you can ask gold bag of chains.
Okay.
But, he's getting older, so I wouldn't bet on him remembering
Okay.
people. But anyway, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Good luck.
What was her name?
Take care, Rion. Reon. Bring him back, yeah? Because I'd love to see what you do with him next.
I think we're going to be in town for a couple of days, but
Oh, great! Are you going to the festival?
not tonight. No, I have things to accomplish.
Yeah, it's only tonight, so
Yeah.
that's
My
okay.
friends
Cool.
will be out there.
Cool.
If you see the oddest assortment of people you've ever seen before, that's them.
That's saying quite a lot. Okay. So I'll just approach strange people.
If you see a group of 4 people, the likes of which you've never seen in a group together, that's them. You can't.
That's super vague, but I'm down with it. That's cool. I'm here for it.
A Kenrin, the ugliest human you've ever seen.
Poor Tommy.
The palest human you've ever seen. And the shyest, the least pretentious elf that you've ever seen.
Half elf.
All in a group together.
And I have red eyes too.
Got it. Ugly human,
Kenrin.
unpretentious half elf, Kenrin. You said there were 4?
Yes, the other human is just plain odd.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Cole for the ugliest. I was like, shade.
You really missed it because then 2 seconds later he goes, and one that's extremely pale.
Yeah. I thought he was backpacking off of the first exploration. Okay, that's fine. Sure. I'll see if I have time.
Have a good night.
Hitting on you, Boots.
Take care.
Find somebody else with a bigger cog around their neck.
Cool. You head over to the dwarf, or are you trying to find something?
That
Is the head priest still around?
No.
like the words you were using.
No.
Yeah. Roll a perception check.
What'd I do? What'd I do?
The word you used there did not sound like the word you used. It sounded like something else,
16.
16.
which turned us back into teenagers like last week again.
We're good. Cog? The word I said was cog.
Yes, it
Find
was,
someone
but
with a
that's not
bigger
what it sounded like.
I'm someone with a big cog.
In this temple,
size of me cog.
I was gonna say, in this temple, it's the size of the cog that matters.
Oh
No,
my
you know,
god.
that's the purpose of a cog, though.
Oh my
Like,
god.
We've been laughing here for like 3 minutes, and now TJ gets it.
I get it. Thank you. I got it before.
Size does matter.
We're just all children.
16.
It's not friendly.
Perception.
Not family friendly.
Looking for someone with a little bit
My goal
more.
with my intros is to make that obvious at the get-go.
Yeah. I do thank you for that. You kind of have like a red flag, like warning.
Right.
Content warning.
That'll be mine for next time. It's the size of the cog.
And size of the cog that matters. That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, 16 perception. Looking for somebody who's more.
Yep, think so.
Either more record keeping type or more important.
Because you're
Higher
looking
up
for a
in
ledgerist, or you. Okay, so you do see the high priest or whatever he may be.
Okay.
Older dude. Get that feel from Game of Thrones, the Maester, where they kind of have chains all over them all the time. Except his are like jewelry chains and pieces of like other machinery, like a bunch of cogs put together, and like levers and all that kind of stuff. Like he almost like it's you know those workshop people who like have a whole box of things where you'd be like, I better save that, I might use it later. And so they keep it, and it's like the junk box.
Yep.
But he wears his junk box.
Back in the future.
Yep.
Yeah.
We keep meeting like future versions of him.
Yeah, I feel like it's the time window.
When did you learn to travel back in time?
Yeah.
You need to ask one of them this.
Yeah, well, you know, like these minds think alike. They're like, I might use that later. I'm gonna keep that. You know, it makes sense. It makes sense. These type of like, you know, mechanical, inventive minds do that. You know, so it makes a whole lot of sense. But yes, you which one would you approach him?
Yeah.
Cool. And he's like an old gentleman. He's like, what? Yes. Can I help you, young tinkerer?
My brother left Thulmore Bed about a year ago to join your congregation.
And your brother is the name of your new invention?
No, Pinjack Flintsweeper.
Pinjack
No,
Flintsweeper is the name of your new invention.
no. My new invention's name is Conk.
Oh, wonderful. It looks fantastic.
I'm looking for my brother, who joined your church.
I'm sorry, what?
My brother joined your church.
No,
I'm looking for
your
him.
brother joined this temple,
Yes, I'm looking for him.
and you want like to join, and this is your
No.
your audition.
I want to find my brother.
You want to find your brother,
Yes,
who is part of this temple,
correct. Or was.
or was part of this temple.
The last I
This
talked
is
to him-
his?
No, this is mine.
Okay.
He's got brain worse.
Got brain worms.
This is my invention. I am a novice traveling tinkerer. My brother.
Oh, what beyond obvious, I'd say. This is fantastic, wonderful work. What is his power source?
A very complicated mishmash of many arcane objects.
Oh, it has almost everything.
Yes.
Please elaborate.
I call it the Tempest Battery.
Ooh, interesting. Copyrighted, I assume, and you have patent pending on it already.
No.
You're stupid. You should do that right away, or someone will steal your idea.
If anyone else can get their hands on these same objects and can figure out how to combine them in the same way, they're welcome to the power source.
I would be very careful, sir. In Minheim, there are a lot of sticky fingers looking for the next best thing. But what is it we were talking about again?
My brother,
Your brother, right?
Pinjack.
Pinjack. Oh, right. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Blingrin. I am the head cognister of this temple.
Yes. Thank you for letting me see the ceremony just now.
You're very welcome. You have a good day.
Yeah. Have you heard of my brother?
What?
Have you heard of my brother?
Your brother? Yes. What was his name again?
Does anyone here keep records of the
their own-
acolytes?
Oh, yes, very, very much so. Of their own inventions. Yes.
Of the acolytes?
No.
Okay.
But you're looking for your brother,
Jack.
Pinjack. Oh, I get pin into the jack. I understand. Oh, what? Pinjack. He pulls up one of his cogs and starts like, not Pinjack.
Gnomish fellow, looks just like me.
Oh, it looks just like you. Pinjack. Well, I saw you.
It would have been a little while
Were you
ago.
here before?
No.
Pinjack. Oh, well, wait a minute. Pinjack. Made a jack. Made out of pins. I could lift up things.
Might have had skills in mining, gemstones,
You have
jewelry,
skills in mining?
jewelry making.
Jewelry making. You'd like to be a jeweler?
Pinjack.
Right. Pinjack would like to be a... So, yeah, you see, the wheels are spinning, but they're not going anywhere. like the gears are spinning, but they're not attached to other cogs. So it's just... but the thing is, like, he's probably brilliant if you put a workshop in front of him.
Talking to things
Otherwise he
outside
wouldn't
of
be-
his interests
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Because he's already started to like out you can see, because you get this feeling too, you see he's like already opened his mind palace and he's trying to say like, how could I make a jack made out of nothing but pins?
That's fine.
That would be easy to be collapsible and that could lift up hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
Is there an open workbench?
Yes. You would like to audition?
Just make an offering.
Oh yes, of course. Yes. That looks like that one hasn't been cleaned yet, but you're welcome
Perfect.
to.
I'll organize it.
Yes. Will you intend to make a jacket made out of pins?
No.
You said you were a jeweler?
My brother is Pinjack, a jeweler.
Your brother is Pinjack. He's a jeweler.
Yes.
He's coming into audition.
A year ago.
That's That's not right.
Welcome to the conversation.
Time doesn't work like that.
In this conversation, it does.
Brother was a jeweler, came into audition a year ago.
Yes.
Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome. Have a good day.
What a waste of 10 minutes.
I don't think that was a waste.
Entertaining? Yes. Informative? Absolutely not. I'll go over to the empty workplace.
You got. Cool. We'll get that in a minute. Kenton, you and your sister are getting pretty sloshed.
Watch what I can do with my eyes. The castometer.
And she goes, she doesn't take look. That's pretty fucking cool. She slapped you in the face. They go away if I slap you. You change color. Slapped you again. She keeps slapping you.
Change one color and then she slaps me and moves to the other color.
Yeah. Like the executive pin thing. That's amazing.
Wow. We're not staying in here all day, are we?
I mean, if you all sneak out, we can. But I mean, then you hear Gimmon be like, "Won't speak out for you. Your mummy would be pissed, and I'm already in the doghouse. Wouldn't be a good idea."
So close your eyes and you won't hear anything.
Now,
You won't hear anything.
Yes, I'll cast silence.
as much of a good idea as that is, I have to be as
Oh, right. You just come with us. We told her that I'd keep the family safe, so let's go.
I would like to not get divorced today.
Always tomorrow.
Where did we go wrong? I love you.
I've been out a lot.
I love you, my little Ember, but
You
right,
really?
just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. But we have to come back before your mother comes back.
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, do we have any project that we can get her really distracted on?
Isn't that what your friend went to go see?
I don't know what they were going. I don't know exactly where they left that.
I mean, well, every project is always has her distracted, but I like to make let her know that I still love her and I'm here and give her time and space for her to do her things. But
Do you know when
also,
she'll be back?
She'll be back when she lets off enough steam. I usually just give her as much space as she needs, and then when she comes home, comfort her, give her a little shoulder massage, maybe a shibatsu, something like that. So make sure I have the dinner ready and everything. Well, my love language is acts of devotion, words of adoration.
So, which way are we sneaking out?
Well, I mean, it would make sense for us to just go out the trap door.
Well, yeah.
Well,
But I meant when you come, like, okay, let's just go.
how did I get roped into this? I'm your father. I said I did an anxious example for you.
Yes. I'm not even gonna go there. Okay, let's go.
If I prove that I'm fun, you'll love me more? Is that what you were going to say?
Let's cut the BS. I know you got a whole underground railroad going on here of a bunch of stuff coming out of here.
Oh.
I've had plenty of time with Grogrug to know exactly how you really are. So we don't need to cut with this BS right now, and let's go have some fun.
Look,
Let's go have some fun.
it's...
We're going.
With as upset as we made your mom, right? Before she stormed off. She's going to be in that workshop till tomorrow morning.
Because you saved me from the fiery aggravation of my love.
You know?
All right, so where are we headed?
Well, how close is it to the... What time is it?
We could always go to my bar and drink for free.
I'm up for that.
Sounds good. It's about time for my shift anyway.
Okay. See, we're just making sure that Alora is safe at her job, because I was told to keep the family safe, and
Right.
she had to go to work.
And it makes sense to keep us all in one place.
Yep, because I have to keep watch of all.
I like this story. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's this little part of me in the back of my head that says, as a father, I should probably be more stern and be the one leading the charge. But you know, you're just so persuasive.
You know, if you want to lead us to the bar, I'll totally follow
I
you.
can walk in front. Yes,
All right.
I'll walk in front. Yes, being a good dad.
Yep.
Yes.
Leading into the bar.
I love
The
your
best.
powers of persuasion. There.
The best dad. Yeah. You can definitely see this, like, who wears the pants in the family, for sure.
I know he's got some hidden stuff going on.
Yeah, he plays a little coy, but he's got his little clandestine thing going on.
Oh yeah, he's the girl who's around.
Yeah. I know he's got some crazy underground.
He's not inept and he's not dumb. But
Just
the mom's the type A. He's more type A. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rum's the one you're actually scared of.
Yeah.
everybody in our party is scared of
You guys head over to the bar.
Soph is terrified.
Yeah.
Nope.
Hmm.
Hell yeah, my mom's a town
the name
guide.
of the-
She will beat my
The name
ass
of the
across
tavern is
fucking
called the
town.
Double Fist.
What is it called?
You
It's
changed
called the Double
you
Fist.
changed the name on me?
I did? What was it called before?
I don't remember
I thought I didn't name it.
the Trappist.
Oh, the Trappist. That's right.
Also went through some
I have,
rebranding.
I have another tavern in here that's called the Double Fist.
After last session, I'm opening double fist.
Right.
Oh, come on, you guys. It's because you... So I'm very clear. This is double fisting.
He was the start of it.
This is double.
Context not needed.
I hate you.
Term clarification was enough.
So where is the bar in relation to where everyone else is?
It is further in, further east. It's most likely,
Is your mom gonna walk by and catch you?
not too far across from the bazaar area, but it's not all the way to the workshop. But it is on the way from the workshop back to home. Like it's between the home and the
Okay.
workshop.
We have
Between the home and the workshop. So you could very easily go there, drink, and then head back home before she heads back home. But if she starts to head back home before you leave, she could catch you guys. If she goes inside, that is. But you know.
Your mom was not happy with us with the fact that we were gonna go drinking. Well,
But he doesn't know that.
I'm just letting
I was just like, I'm an adult. I'm 9 years older than I should be.
15.
15 years older than I should be. Nobody's gonna card me.
I'm 55 now, alright?
Great. So you head over to the Trappist.
Alright.
Yeah, you guys start drinking. Your dad is more of a wine person, which is fine. There's just a decent amount of good wine here. Somebody barks at your dad.
drunk regular at the end of the bar just turns you down.
Exactly.
The rondo
Just barks at your dad. Your dad takes his glass of wine and smashes it in his face. And is like, "How dare you in front of my How dare you in front of my children?" And the guy goes,
The cost thaumaturgy and bark extremely loud.
so like, I have another. The dude, the woman who barked at him was like, "I was only flatting." It's like, I'm a happily married man. Great, so that's what you guys are doing. We'll get back to Zembat in a moment, heading over to the workbench as you guys head to the festival. Perfect. So you guys go to, you leave the Palace of Palor, the Temple of Palor, and you head outside to see as, like, there was still enough the arc of the cave is high enough where the sun can still shine through, and as it's sun setting, it's can easily get through. It's why there was sun in the temple. But now you get to go out there and like really see the opening sky directly above you as you crest over it, and grass.
I take off my boots, which you guys don't usually see me do that, and I take them off and I walk through the grass.
I roll in it.
You roll. You're rolling in the grass.
It's as Tommy Lister Jr.
Ugly ass images.
You see somebody else with their children bringing them to the fence will be like, Tommy, don't look. Keeps going.
Daddy, what's that?
Tommy,
What's
Mommy, what's that?
man
Like, don't look at the
doing?
crazy man. Don't look at the crazy man, Tommy. No, Ricky, don't look. Great. So you go outside. This beautiful orange sunset is happening now as it's just starting to touch the tip of the horizon. You see there's quite a few, like the rest of the half of the city is out here. There's a lot of wooden buildings that are more of in like Hilnsfarnian style, like protectorate style, that are like kind of like Tudor style, as it were, of like the old Renaissance where it's like smaller on the top and then it gets bigger and it looks like top heavy.
Smaller on the bottom.
Smaller on the bottom, yeah. Smaller on the bottom and it's like bigger on the top because it looks like
That way you're not throwing your garbage out on top of your neighbor's head below you.
Right. Yeah. So there's quite a few buildings like this. There's some stalls set up. There's some awnings. There looks to be like a tent that has been pitched up, like a nice big old canvas tent that's been pitched up as people are like starting to get the festival together. People are like popped corn for sale, popped corn,
Roasted nuts.
roasted nuts, and like candies and goods and other festivals, like caramel apples and a bunch of other deals. You can see a bunch of kids bobbing for apples over here. You see a couple kids in what looks like arm costumes that are like little black raven wing wings, and see them chasing around each other, like flapping, and be like, I'm the winter solstice. I'm the winter solstice. And we're like, and then a bunch of other kids that have like little masks that look like suns that are being chased by winter and everything as spring is giving way to winter, and like so there's this beautiful little thing, and yeah, it's this beautiful festival. Think like a fairgrounds but without the rides. And yes, indeed, there's dogs. Yeah, it seems rather family friendly. There are a few. You do see dispersed throughout the crowd quite a few acolytes and clerics of the Raven Queen themselves, giving blessings to be like, may the Raven Queen bless you, as they walk by, and they say thank you, and they move about. And, it's pretty heterogeneous here, pretty spread out. Nobody's like clustering in a certain area so far. There's much to do. There's many alcoholic drinks being haved about. You can see someone that just is walking around the fair, the festival, going ale with their cup on, and then some large Goliath walks up just with a cask, pulls it out, and just pours it in there, and like fist bumps him, and then just keeps on walking. No charge, no nothing. Just people just sharing drinks between each other. People just start pouring drinks, and so yeah. Unless you guys have anything specific you guys want to get into.
Do you want to watch the festival? I mean, have you seen this before?
No, I haven't.
Okay. I mean,
we have like winter solstice and summer solstice up in my town, but
not quite the same.
no, generally in the winter solstice, it's your family. You're all kind of inside. There's not really a big festival because
It's also really fucking cold.
that's the thing I was about to say, because there's a lot of snow and it's fucking cold.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like below freezing up there during
Yeah.
that time of the year.
The sun's not really out either,
It's all about indoor activities.
Yes. Generally, it's you and your family. It's not a big festival like
You guys
Very
usually
different than
usually spend a lot of the wood and the coal that you've been saving all year to have a nice big warm fire inside as like to keep the house nice and warm and toasty, and some of the money that you've been saving all year round, you good to have like a larger feast. Think like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and a bunch of other like more pagan solstice holidays kind of put together.
Saturnalia, man.
Yeah.
Would there be like a summer solstice festival in the area I was in.
Absolutely. Every year there's like a summer solstice and winter solstice festival.
I
The
was
summer
saying,
solstice is more akin to like the summer and spring fae deities as well as Palor, whereas the exact opposite for the winter solstice.
Okay,
whereas,
so
like,
would I have
Raven
ever
Queen and-
stolen stuff from people during the summer or winter solstice?
Winter solstice, probably not.
From where you are from, which is north.
We're not that far apart from where
No,
Yeah, we're like in the same area.
you were in Kamisk,
Yes.
weren't you? Yeah. So
I had to go through your town.
right, that there's like the biggest town in the north. Probably
Hell
both. Probably both. I would say most likely the gutter proxy that you were in, because a lot of food is made for the winter solstice because people like to make a lot of food. So the bakery probably had a lot of food left over that was going to go stale. So you guys probably got more food during the winter solstice than you did during the summer solstice. But yeah, you probably there is a bountiful excess during those two festivals and holidays. So it is much easier to get hold of stuff. And people are in the more of like, the spirit of giving, even though the cops are like, how dare you? And cops can be assholes sometimes.
I was ate good during these times.
So it's somewhat of a present member to you. It's all, but the only other thing is that it was always very, very, very cold during this time, and it only got colder before it got warm.
Kind of nice to be celebrating this without freezing all the time.
Yeah, it is. There is a chilly wind about, so people are wearing like coats and cloaks. But the grass is still green as of this part of the year, especially in this part of the world, part of the continent, as far as the temperate climate is here. It won't be until we actually get into the Ides of winter where, there starts to be sheets of snow.
Okay.
Granted, it probably has snowed sometime in this area, sometime this year, but for today, it appears that the sun was nice and warm. Think like Colorado weather. It could snow yesterday, and by today, if the sun's out, the snow's all gone.
65 degrees.
Yeah.
Especially since we're like right next to the mountains,
Right.
where you guys are right now. So there's definitely microclimates going on. Great. It is intimidating. I don't want to say intimidating, but it is astounding. Just as you walk out of the mountainside of this area onto land, like foothills area, as you look up and you're this close to mountains, just how massive this mountain range is. It's huge, and you were within these mountains this whole time, but it's just astounding just how huge this whole mountain range is. You don't really get this close to take a look at it while you're in it. You don't realize just how big it is, which makes sense that you could go hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of miles through this thing and still see only bits and pieces. But yeah, is there anything you specifically wanted to do while at this festival? If not, we'll just say you guys had a great time.
Have fun, drink. Make sure Log and I don't do anything too stupid.
Yeah, enjoy being outside,
What's the moon situation once the sun goes down?
Yes, the moon is visible, I believe, or
Which
there's
moon?
3.
Right.
Yes, I know. I'm pulling it up.
Oh, I'm gonna buy a thing of popcorn and feed my rats.
Yes.
I'm definitely getting
Perfect.
the turkey leg and beer combo.
I'm about to say, is there any drinking competitions going on? I'll let you down and do a drinking competition.
Nothing like officially sanctioned, but people are just challenging people every once in a while,
Yeah.
As is normal. Stop, dudes. I'm not to separate you two.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, is there any dancing or revelry going on?
Today is, if I'm not mistaken, the 20th of Hylock?
21st.
21st. 21st.
Because it was a 3-day. We just got the heart attack this morning.
Left side is waxing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Depends.
Depends
So
on what you're...
both
Is it getting smaller? Or
Biggie and Mids are waxing gibbouses, or waxing gibbouses. They have just slivers of beginning to show.
toenails?
Or whatever the left side is.
It depends on which direction they're moving. Is it getting smaller towards new moon, or is it
I'm trying to remember
brightening
how to
towards
read
full?
it. I'm trying to remember how to read moons. If the whole moon is dark, that means it's not a full moon. That means it's like
That's a
no
That's
moon.
a
new moon.
That's a new moon. And if the whole thing is light, that means it's
Full
okay.
moon.
So I've been reading this wrong, and I apologize. There's Smalls is a full moon. And Biggie and Mids. Oh, it actually says when I put it on it. Look at that. I didn't know if I rested my mouse on
If
it.
it's shrinking, going from full to
Yeah.
new, it's waning.
Yeah, so
If it's going the
Biggie
other
is a
direction,
waxen
it's
gibbous. Mid is a waxen gibbous. And Small is a full moon. You feel, because of that, like filled with vigor. Like you feel stronger than you usually do.
It's not just the ale.
Right.
Want to do one of those like calendar games, you know, where you try to think of the thing?
You guys still don't know the names of the moons.
Biggie
someone over
Smalls,
there.
right?
Those are not their real names.
Let's see what kind of fun we can get into here.
We really don't know the names of the moon.
Maybe there's like
You guys rolled a bunch of history checks before, and you guys all
We
did
failed.
horrible.
Can I try a history check?
This is
You
why-
absolutely
that's
can,
why
yes.
it's-
Especially
Nope.
since you are
Trained
circle of the moon.
I succeeded. Bezer, Zelio.
No. That was from when I talked to you
Amsa.
out of game.
No,
No.
Oh,
this
okay.
was session 1
Yeah.
Okay.
when I was asking about.
Wait, I want to
calendars.
see what they roll.
Would I get advantage?
Because you're circle of the moon?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Nope. Take every advantage you can, man.
That's a 12.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead then, Zemdak.
When I was asking about the calendar, I did history checks and I succeeded.
Okay.
The big moon is Bezer.
That's true.
The mid moon is Zeliel,
Zeliel, yeah.
and the small moon is Amciel.
MCL.
Amciel.
So Bezer, B-E-Z-E-R.
Bezer.
Mid moon is Zeliel, Z-E-L-I-E-L. And the small moon is Amciel, A-M-S-I-E-L.
I don't know the cycles of those moons, but I know what they're
I just have a calendar that I built
Yeah.
years ago that I've just been following that. It lets me know when there are shooting stars, more aurora, solar eclipses, the whole thing. And this phase of the moon every day.
Yeah, the colloquial is Biggie. I mean, it's
Yes.
mostly
Just because most people don't know the names of the moons. If you ask somebody on the street, by the way, what the name of our moon is, they'd say, it's the moon. I'm like, no, that's not the name of the moon. It's Luna, yeah. And they're like, oh, I thought that was just like a Latin term. Like, no, that's the fucking name. What's the name of the sun? The sun. I'm like, no, it's Sol. S-O-L. So why the Earth is
That's
also is the
why-
Earth, but also Terra. Like,
That's why it's the
Earth.
solar system.
yeah. I mean, like, why do you think that the
Soul is also the main purpose.
planets in the solar system have their names
Yeah.
because of Greek and Roman gods? Like, come on.
Oh, there's some other things.
I mean, Terra just means earth,
Yeah.
dirt.
Literally.
It's just that was
Every single one of them is named.
that's
after
the
a Greek
name
or
that
Roman
we've
god.
had for it
Roman.
that's passed
For the-
down
for
to
the
us.
week?
So
No, the
the
planets.
planets.
Oh,
Every
I thought
single
you
one of
said.
them is
I
named
thought you
after.
said the day.
No.
Sorry.
The planets of the solar system.
Well, yeah.
Every single one of them: Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn,
The only one that's not is us.
Uranus, and Pluto.
Pluto's not a planet.
No, it's not.
It's a planetoid.
It's a dwarf planet.
It's a dwarf
It
planet.
was for a bit,
It-
guys.
There's a lot of other ones in the solar system too.
Yeah.
Don't
Maki.
yuck my yum. I love.
I mean,
You want me to go through all the dwarf planets?
Jupiter and Saturn have a few moons that are actually bigger than Pluto. So,
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
So
Tangent.
Yeah, before we start debating the solar system here.
thank you. Great.
So you're feeling good for. Okay.
Yeah, you're feeling like powerful, stronger because of this full moon. If you guys are just having a good time, can everybody who's at the festival please roll a perception check?
Do we roll any constitutions checks too if we're drinking?
If you want to drink that much, yes.
I mean, we're at a party.
Okay.
It's not going to drink too much.
Perception. Perception, please, and drink.
Nope.
Did good on perception, but my con save was not good.
Oh, I haven't rolled a con save.
It's like one of the few times I don't roll a good con save.
Ooh, I got a good con save.
Nice.
previously, when you've been drinking, you've had some help. with your content.
Oh, I mean, there was also the time I was drugged and they were performing surgery on me too.
That's
Yeah.
true. You rolled well on your own on those, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
All right. What we get?
16.
21.
5 perception.
5 perception.
You guys
Too
are
busy howling at the moon.
yeah, you're busy half of the
And
minute,
I'm
and
just
you you're like,
rolling in the
"Eh."
This is great.
You guys are having a grand old time. Are you just having any alcohol or
No.
okay?
I did. I rolled a 8 on
Yeah,
my
and as the bard, you are socializing. You're getting around. You're looking around, like seeing like who can I get another free drink from.
Oh, yeah. I kind of imagine that I would set up somewhere and just be kind of playing occasionally because you
Sure.
know how that sometimes works with musicians.
You have like a drink, and then you like set it down, and then you start playing. You're like, where did my drink go? And you're like, well, I guess I better play for another drink.
Yeah.
You just like walk and you're like. And just
Feed
go
me
around.
booze, please, feed me booze.
Yeah. Great,
Drink
perfect.
stuff.
You look around and you look through the crowd and you swear you see Zemdak here. He's over on the. It looks like he's looking at like a ruby or like a little clock or a watch or something, and staring up at the sky. And
Can I tell if he has a beard or not?
he does not have a beard. It's Zemdak. It looks like Zemdak shaved his beard.
Zemdak, where's your beard?
This person this person's like 30 feet away from you. Yelling at him.
No, where's the beard? Actually, drunken Cole, in his own mind. Zemdak, where's your beard?
No. Okay, cool. So this person hears, so Zemdak hears in his head, Zemdak, where's your beard? Turns around like looking all over the place, looks panicked, puts this big old ruby away, puts their pocket watch away, looks like they have their hand on like a dagger at their hip, is turning wildly
I'm gonna be
around.
going at that.
Yeah, you're running. Yeah. Zemdak, just chill there, like looking as you come running.
I thought you were going to the workshop.
He's crouched in like a position about to draw his dagger.
Zemdak, I thought you were going back to the workshop.
I don't. What? How do you know my brother? Who are you?
You're Zemdak's brother? Oh yeah, you don't have a beard.
I didn't either a week ago.
Oh yeah, you aren't Zemdak.
Who are you?
He's in my party with me. We go adventuring together.
Yeah, this is a party. Yeah, we get it.
No, we go
Do I notice this?
adventuring.
What'd you get on your perception?
16.
16. Yeah, after he starts screaming, you're like, what happened to your beard? As he walks up to him, you're like, what? Oh, hey, Zemdak came to join the party.
And
And
then I
he's
kind of
being drunk and
realized
loud.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm like,
Saunter over your
with my age,
Yeah.
I'm
It's not right.
probably pretty wasted right now.
Cool, you should you're trashed right now, dude.
I'm not that drunk. I'm still conscious.
That's
You see,
not
he's like-
really the goal.
Looking pretty standoffish. He's like, who was this person? How do they know my brother?
I'm
Why are
gonna,
they all over my
kinda
face?
awkwardly stand in front of Cole and be like, I don't know what I'm doing talking to this person,
Yeah.
but it's better than drunk Cole.
guys, Zemdak doesn't have his beard anymore.
Oh, what? No, but he looks so good with the beard that it was funny. It was different. What?
Well, so where's Zemdak's or Boots' wait, you know Zemdak. So, okay, we're Zemdak's friend, and we go on adventures with him, and he's in a workshop right now. He was actually looking for you in the temple. Yeah.
Looking for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, he made this big construct. It's
Zemdak is here?
awesome.
Yeah.
He carries him around.
He's in.
I've seen him in
A year.
over a year.
Over a year.
At this point.
Well, he's over at the workshop. I'm not sure which workshop.
Firebeard, the workshop.
Oh,
You know, you should try this one. It's really
He
good.
said he was going back to Argus's workshop.
Yeah. So the Firebeard workshop. If you want to say hi, Oh, sorry.
No, it's not. It's not that. I didn't know he was traveling with people I haven't seen. Was he in town when that shit went down, or did he leave beforehand? He left beforehand, right? He doesn't know about what happened in Thormore Bed.
No,
Right. Well, I mean,
unless somebody wrote him a letter or something.
right. I haven't seen him in such a long time. I didn't expect him to. Is he following me?
No, he's a traveling tinker now.
Oh, you know.
That makes actually a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know if mom and dad are okay?
Let him tell you that.
No,
I don't know.
I mean, I'd love to go see him. But can I have a thing? And then kind of looking up at the moon and at the sun. Can I have a thing I gotta take care of?
What's up?
That's the thing.
Well, I pulled out this like big red ruby, and he like shines it up against the sun. And he's like tries to get the moon in it as well. Like, I can't quite leave yet. It's just a lot of things I.
I'll go get him. And I just start drunkenly walking back looking for them.
Glug, you gotta come over here.
Is he gonna be okay?
I pick him up like it's Gizmo.
You pick up Cole.
No.
Oh. Hey! Whoa! Big fella, put me down. Put me down,
Wait, that's not Zemdak.
No.
Put me down.
No. That's
Sir.
his brother.
sir. Put me down.
Sorry.
It's kind of like the first Zemdak.
Okay.
Sokka, I'm sorry.
Okay,
We
sorry.
got a little bit drunk. It's okay.
You yelling?
Oh, you're. I got like an 8 or something, or
Okay.
no, a 10.
Fade to black.
They're trashed. He's the DD.
Are you following?
21.
Oh yeah.
Him, or are you just
cool. Yeah.
staying here?
I'm just kind of stressed because I just had a social interaction.
And all of your friends are
And all my
wasted.
friends
No,
are like
but
trashed out of their minds.
He's okay.
Oh, no, yeah, so I got a
But he's
21 on my
logged.
con save.
But he's log.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah.
He's not responsible.
Oh,
It's like you're
you
one
are
of the
now
people
Log's
think is
babysitter.
drunk, but that's just your personality.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like yeah.
I can't. I've had people think that about me, but I'm just ADHD. I'm just energetic. People think, "Are you drunk?" I'm like, no. Why would you say that? That's so
Get drunk. You're like, I actually get the other direction when I get drunk.
I mean, I just like tossing gnomes. I do it when I'm
I
sober.
like tossing no.
That didn't happen. That
Okay.
didn't happen.
This is not a false statement. He has thrown me on multiple.
Oh yeah.
I'm just imagining drunk Cole wandering through the town right now going, boots!
Great. So Zemdak, you approach a workbench in the Temple of Gond. What are your intentions?
I'm going to pull the blueprints I got from Paige about the erection of menhirs out of the bag of
Oh,
holding.
erection of menhirs. Yeah.
And I'm going to lay that in the offering.
Noelle is over there giggling like a schoolgirl because he said erection.
Menhirs.
It's pronounced menhir. But that's okay.
I'm going to place that in the offering. And then the music box that I made for Trisheni to play her lullaby, I'm going to place that in the offering basket. And
Okay, cool.
I'm going to leave.
Okay, cool.
Because nobody here is helpful.
Fantastic. Great. About that time, because both of those interactions took a while, please roll a perception check for me, Zenda.
16.
16. You start making your way to the workshop.
Yep.
As you hear a familiar voice yelling in a drunken stupor a name that you have chosen for your pseudonym. Like,
Oh no, this can't be good. I'll start making my way towards the voice.
yeah, and it's not too far off from where you kind of were headed. It's a little bit backtracking, but like he's coming back into town and you are coming out of the temple, so it would make sense that you guys would kind of like align. You see like half slack jaw, shoulder down, still like mug that probably has like maybe a couple sips left in it that sloshes every once in a while. Boots! Boots! Just yelling.
That tracks. Hey, buddy.
Loot slung across his back.
How you doing?
You have your beer back. I met you without your beer just a little while ago. He's back that way. You didn't know you were here.
You saw a beardless me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll go see what's going on.
Okay, so you just follow Cole?
Are you leading me, or are you?
Oh yeah, as soon as I point, I'm gonna I'll do that like big turn one,
Cole,
like
please
you
roll a
need to.
survival check for me and see if you remember where the fuck you are.
Navigate the crowd.
It's not a disadvantage.
You do have the
It's just a
cane
high
with
DC.
you. You do.
I do have the cane with me. Yeah.
Do you know how to use the cane in this state?
You just whipping out a rapier in the middle.
People just whips out like, Tommy, don't look. Like you see Zemdak, you notice as he whips out this rapier in the middle of saying, you see
Whoa!
there's like two guards, like you know the Tok'ran guards in the corner that like slap each other's chests, point that way, and start to walk over.
I'll take care of this.
15.
15. They look at you and they're like, they're gonna wag your finger at you. They're being a little lenient because they know it's a festival day, but they're saying like, make your friend put his fucking weapon away.
I take out one of my injectors and I jab him in the thigh with it. Protection from poison. I'm gonna neutralize the alcohol in your system.
Sure. Yeah.
You can start all
You
over.
sober up real fast and it sucks. Because you have like a hangover in the course of like 3 seconds, but it's like super intense.
Okay, now you get to start over. I just saved you from being arrested. What's this about seeing me without a beard?
We found your brother out at the festival. He's waiting for something.
Wonderful. Can you lead me to it?
Yeah. Which way's the festival right now? You sobered me up really fast.
That way.
Okay.
Like, I'll take care of this. Give him a fuck. It's okay. He needs his epi.
Hey guys, I found Zemdak.
Oh, good, good. Did you see the one with look.
Hey,
You see this individual, stout, about your size, back turned to you, big red, big. Well, you don't see the face yet, but you assume. And you see that they're holding this big red ruby up to the sky. Looks like they're trying to, from their vantage, trying to like get the sun and the moon in the same.
Align everything
like,
up.
Yeah, like just within the same like translucency of the ruby. I think, and they've got like a little like.
Did you guys see the Goonies? You gotta like line the mountains up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Similar to that,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of like that. And it looks like it's a rough cut ruby. It's not a fine cut ruby. And it's got like this tick-tock like stopwatch that he's like doing with. And you say,
Pipsqueak, that you?
it's like, what? Turns around. Gizmo?
I just came from the temple.
What are you doing here?
Just traveling around. We were in town. I was hoping you were still somewhere around here.
He puts his things away. He's like, come here. And he gives you a big old hug.
sorry about earlier. There's a little drunk.
Go get another drink. It'll make you feel better.
Yeah, you've got to get it back here. It's a good spot to be.
You seem to be working on something. I mean, I don't want to interrupt you too much.
Yeah. Smooth Hands has me on a big deal. There's a lot going on right now.
Move hands?
Smooth Hands. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
Look.
You still with the temple?
Which one?
Gond. Isn't that what you left
No.
for?
No. Let's say we did see eye to eye on a couple things.
Okay.
I'm with Smooth Hands now. And honestly, it's a little more important. Would you stop barking at me? As one of the dogs. Perfect. No. Look, there's a lot to explain. I don't really have
Fair enough.
time to do it. But needless to say, when the moon and the sun can be close enough so that I can put them in this ruby, it's time for me to start digging.
Digging?
Yeah, like right here.
Right here.
Right here.
Are you... I mean, is the guard gonna just let you start digging a hole in the middle of a festival?
Give a shit about the goddamn yard.
I understand. Do you need help?
I would love your help. But are you sure you have time? It looks like you guys are getting drunk.
I am not
Only
getting
some of
drunk.
us, it's okay.
Do brainworms run in the family?
And they are a great
Let's go
distraction.
find Argus's sister's bar.
Great. You want to like put them in a circle? Make it look like nothing's happening.
Yeah, more paper tomorrow. Yes, I like it. I like it.
Fantastic. Yeah, let's.
Three of us.
What are you digging for?
It's something that Smooth Hands told me to find. In order to like make things easier. Look, it's a lot to explain. I can tell you a little bit more about later. But look, it's almost time. We're running out of time. If I don't do this now, then it's going to be really hard for me to find this later.
You guys are
Starts
great
like kind of walking around
and
the
making
festival, holding this
spectacles.
thing.
Can you do that for me for a moment?
You sobered me up, man.
What do you need? What do you want? Do you want to?
I'm going to dig a hole here.
Okay.
I just don't want the guards to notice that I'm digging a hole.
Can we set the great Poopty loose in the crowd and just have him run around like crazy?
I mean, I have to change into back to the
Cool.
the
Here's
to
some
do
rock
that.
Get you back to where you were just fine.
You've done it before.
Great. You just swing it.
We were
Rat
talking,
circus?
we were talking about actually. Oh, rat circus.
Rat circus? Yes. Do you want to do that?
Crystal can do her new moves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it's what she wants to do, and I want to support her. I don't think it's entirely sexual in nature.
Again, to remind you
It's
guys,
good exercise,
we
too.
are not family friendly.
Really hard. It's really hard.
It's
Good for her.
It's good exercise. I think it will keep her in. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay.
Everybody, please gather around and see the magical performance
No.
of Rasputin's mischief.
Oh no.
We're gonna do it over there. Come on.
He's like not exactly in the right spot, and he starts like moving around, like almost like he's using a dowsing rod and trying to like he's like going in a snake into like a sidewinding path. Like keeping looking up the stairs, looking at his stopwatch, looking at this. Eventually, he makes his way to the shore of like a small pond or like lake, very very small. That is like meant for like that has a building attached to it, has a water wheel, a small river attached to it. Nothing that would be on the map, just something that's local water system for. And he, I think this is the place. We got like 2, maybe 3 more minutes.
Are they drawing the crowd away from us?
Why don't you guys roll performance checks for me?
Are you going to want...
I roll an
Must be done in
animal handling
silence.
check instead.
I would think you could roll.
Can I roll an animal handling?
Absolutely.
You're guiding the rat circus.
If I'm
They're the one doing the performance check.
if I'm drunk, do I need to do it at disadvantage? Or
Okay.
Okay.
No, I don't.
all right,
I think that adds to the charm.
all right.
I am a little drunk, so
Oh, and you're trying to play?
I was the one who's like trying to draw everybody over. Please,
That's
come
fine.
and check
That's
out
fine.
Ras-
That's fine.
I know, but I wrote.
You're
Yeah,
not trying to do like dexterous things. That's fine.
I was dancing, so but like I'm
Put in
doing
like
This isn't that.
Flashy.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of trying to do the bard thing of everybody come here and look at this spectacle kind of thing.
Ask me about my wiener. It's just an inside joke from Superbad.
14.
Yeah.
14. Great. What'd you get?
11.
11.
Oh no, that's from accepted.
I got a
Oh,
12.
accepted. Right. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Still still Seth Rogen. Not Seth Rogen.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. Yeah, thank you.
And I got to roll animal handling instead.
Yes.
18.
Don't do that.
18. What'd you get?
12.
12.
'Cause I rolled shitty.
Hey, like you like start to be like, oh, cool, another street performance is starting, and people are like, yours like, come on, look at the rat suckers.
See the great Rasputin's mischief.
Yeah. and like you're like
They're like doing backflips now.
You like hold like a dowel rod up, and it starts to do the pole dance thing.
That's when I pull out the loot. and start
Yeah,
trying
sure.
to
Stick a dowel rod in the thing.
Oh, use thaumaturgy to just amplify whatever he's doing.
Sure, you got it. Like megaphone, electric guitar style. Great. You feel like the crowd is sufficiently the nearby crowd is sufficiently distracted they won't be able to see what it is. And he's like, now, we have to start digging right now, right here.
Cool.
Do you have a shovel?
Yep. I'll give Conk a shovel and have him start digging.
Great. He grabs his spade too. Go ahead and roll athletics checks for Conk.
Yeah, athletics.
At a certain point, I use prestidigitation to make
14.
fireworks appear over us.
14.
I create a bonfire in front of us just to give more
Light, yeah.
Yeah.
See, he's like sweating heavily.
This is not the festival.
And starts digging. Eventually, you hear like a
Makes a bunch.
chink from Conk's shovel, and something has made contact. Something strong or plinky has made contact with the shovel.
Okay.
You kind of move the dirt, and you see some sort of like red ruby crystalline thing showing. You further unearth it and you pull it up. Conk, careful! It's very fragile. It's very fragile. And it looks to be some idol slash fetish.
Jesus. Made out of red?
Made out of what looks to be some ore or stone. It is not like your idol.
Okay.
It is
Put it back.
Too late now.
No, bury it.
it looks to be made out of like a mixture of like obsidian and like raw like unrefined steel or iron. You don't know what this is.
Oh, it's not like ours.
It's not like your idol.
Okay.
No. It is, and then it appears there is this 8-legged arachnid depicted in this idol.
Okay.
That is mostly made of this kind of like raw iron ore or steel ore that somehow hasn't rusted, mixed with some sort of obsidian. But it's beautifully crafted, and the abdomen of this spider individual is made out of this giant ruby. This very, very large, like fist-sized ruby. And it looks to be a spider individual, like a spider, but rather than like mandibles and eyes, where that would be, there is a torso, a humanoid torso from the waist up of a beautifully depicted woman. And the hair of the individual is also has streams of ruby and veins of ruby throughout it, as well as veins of pearl. And he's like, give it here. Oh shit! Do you know how long we've been looking for this thing? And that's where we're gonna take our break. We're gonna have dinner. Thank you guys. We'll be back in a couple minutes. If not, head over to the next episode if you're watching this episodically, and we'll be back soon. As always, stay safe out there. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye.